The movie you're making me watch today is Jordan Peele's newest feature film by the name of Nope.
Yep.
In theaters now as we speak. And let's have your words. I'm going to say spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
And just take that one off the table.
Yeah, that was a heavily
So suck
used
it.
word throughout.
Yeah. I'm not going to let anybody else say it. Just kidding. I mean, say what you will.
I'll
Go
say
ahead.
jaw-dropping, because there were certainly some moments that had my jaw dropping.
Schwartz?
I'm gonna go Spielbergian.
Spielbergian. This had some, Spielberg references,
Mm-hmm.
similarities,
Some would call it Black Jaws
nods to
or Space Jaws.
Jaws in space.
Jaws in the sky.
Yeah. Especially when you consider the ending, which we'll talk about at the ending.
How does it end? Does everybody die or is it end dumb?
Everybody, I don't know. We'll talk about that.
The monkeys driving the saucer.
If that
That would have
if
been
the monkey popped
such
out,
a great twist.
that would have I
Oh
would have
my
loved this
God.
movie. I would have loved this movie.
He pops out. He's in like full like army dress with a shotgun. He's like, now we fight.
It's Planet of the Apes. It's just a nod to like another movie. It just becomes a nod to the Planet of the Apes. I never even thought about that. That would have been fucking hilarious if the
A lot of nods.
monkey was
It's a
the
nod-heavy movie.
the UFO.
And
the
not to mention the
controlling UFO.
nodding I did when I fell asleep during the first half.
Wow, you hate this movie, huh?
Kidding.
This guy hates movies.
He hates Spielbergianness.
I hate Spielberg.
Spielberg, yeah, I mean Spielberg.
just hate Spielberg.
He has longer, slower movies. I know what you mean. I think I fell asleep during Close Encounters of the Third Kind more times than I haven't. It's I don't know
Hate
why.
this guy. That's why I have this sweet retrospective
Yeah.
of him.
Do you like Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
I love Close
love-
Encounters of the First.
Did you
Third
fall
Kind.
asleep?
No,
I know I did.
but I watched it when I was an adult. I never watched it. Like I mean, obviously, I guess because it came out in like 1924. But I don't know.
I don't think Close Encounters is a kid's movie though. Close Encounters is definitely an adult movie. Like if you're a kid, you're gonna be bored with Close Encounters.
Yeah, he made E.T. for the kids, and he did
Yeah,
Close Encounters for the adults.
adults.
yeah. Close Encounters is a very cerebral movie that really you're just kind of following this dude around who's going crazy. That's really all you're doing.
Yeah. True. It's a good-
Is anybody going crazy? And nope.
I don't know about crazy, but people are definitely, there's some disturbed
There's a couple
ideas.
crazy people.
Disturbed people.
How about the lady with the face, with the fucked up face?
Oh yeah, I mean she was a
That was the
victim
lady who got beaten by the
of
monkey.
monkey attack.
Oh,
of the
really?
Chimp
Oh,
attack.
whoa.
Yeah. I think Jupe is a little crazy,
Thanks for
but they don't
breaking
really
that down for me, boys.
they don't explore
Is that because you saw it twice that you figured that one out?
Yeah. I figured out the set. I'm like, oh, that's where she's from. Oh, okay. I did notice the second time that was her wheelchair on top of the house. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that the first time around, but then I
When
thought
he goes,
about
"There's
that
a
later.
wheelchair on top of your house." Oh,
Yeah.
that was
I'm
fun.
like, oh yeah,
A
that's
couple funny
her-
parts in here. It
that's the
wasn't a
girl,
really
yeah.
funny movie, but there was a couple funny parts.
There was good comic relief.
Definitely
which I think,
top 3 Jordan
yeah.
Peele's.
I think this is probably, is it the funniest? Because I don't think the other ones are that fun. I think they all have their comical moments. Even Us has Us has is. I think Us is the
Us
most
is
like
pretty funny.
straightforward.
I laughed
horror
out
movie,
loud,
but I think
in
there's a lot of
Us.
funny parts in Us. Get Out has its moments. Get
I
Out's
laughed
funny.
like in the LOL. I LOL'd in the theaters at Us.
Yeah, I mean, I laughed at times here. I think
I did laugh. I laughed at one part in this. I can't remember what it was, but I did. I thought there was something that was funny. I think it was when he was trying to get him to go in the van, and during like the dopest part of the movie. I mean, the second dopest part of the movie where, like, I don't know. Should I just fucking say the dopest part of the movie or no? Should we go from the beginning? Should we go from the beginning? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. I watched Book of Eli last night. That's a good movie.
I don't
That's a
think
great
I
movie.
don't think I've seen
That's
that.
the only.
Never seen it.
That's the only dystopian movie that I actually enjoy.
That's it's a Denzel Washington vehicle, right? Who directed
Sure
that?
is. Denzel,
It's directed
Mila,
by the. It's directed by the Hughes brothers.
The Who's brothers?
both of them.
Yeah,
Doobie
both of them.
Brothers?
Celeste. Yeah.
Never
It's
heard of
also got Gary Oldman as the villain. Come on.
Gary Oldman plays that character in at least 4 movies.
but he does it
And
so
you know
well.
what? In every single movie, it's
He's
amazing.
amazing. Hey, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm watching it and I was like, where have I seen this? Oh yeah, in like
In
4
all of
other
Gary
movies.
Coleman, yeah. But he's great.
That's
Call him Gary
Snape,
Coleman.
dude.
Snape.
Who the fuck is Snape?
Yeah.
It's not. it's
Isn't that
not
Snape? Oh, sorry.
Is that Alan Rickman?
Yeah, Alan Rickman's Snape. Oh yeah, Gary Oldman is in Harry Potter though. Who is he? He's his
Sirius
uncle,
Black.
his godfather. Yeah, Sirius Black. This dude's over here making up shit. You know what you're talking about. Don't act stupid.
I know Sirius Black because he was in the Alfonso Cuarón one. That's the only one I've seen.
Cool. I haven't seen any of the Potter movies.
We could talk about those if you
No, I
want.
want. Do we get some Potter trivia real quick to start off this episode hot?
Harry Twatter.
Potter trivia. Yeah. Who'd Gary Oldman play in Harry Potter?
Snape.
movies?
No. Sirius Black. Is his name Sirius Black? That's his name?
His name is Sirius Black.
That should have been a character in Nope.
This movie should have been called Don't Look Up. I think that was
know,
his
right?
idea originally, and then that
Fuck.
movie came out, and he was like, "Oh well."
It's like, well, it is funny when Lydia says Nope. Let's just call it Nope.
I think they only say Nope 3, maximum 4 times. She only says it once. Emerald.
I
He
don't
says it
remember.
twice.
I remember
there's
twice when he
3
says it.
times. Yeah,
Yeah.
he says it twice, and I laughed out loud at that part when he said Nope. The first time when
Yeah.
he went into the bar and turned the lights off and
Yeah.
straight
Yeah.
That was a good part.
yeah, that was funny because it was one of those like, oh, okay, this is where this movie's going, and then it wasn't, and I was like, okay, cool, this is not where this movie's going.
Yeah.
I was down
Well,
for
that's
it
the
either
thing.
way.
That's the thing about this movie. This movie is way different than I thought it was going to be in almost every regard. There's nothing about this movie was what I expected, and I think that's what I liked about it.
Yeah. I'm
But
glad.
it wasn't-
I had high hopes and it lived up to my expectations.
But it wasn't overly complicated. This is Jaws in the sky. That's
Yeah,
that's all.
no one said it was overly complicated.
It wasn't over.
Yeah,
There's but
Jake
there are
has-
little. When did I ever say those words? No, there are little details here and there that like are kind of are in there that aren't like direct in the right away. I don't think. I think there are some parts you got to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's with any movie.
True.
Most movies, at least.
Real
There's
thinker.
some
For
ambiguity in
instance-
parts. There's some things that aren't seen that are just implied, and we gotta paint that in our heads, like stuff like that. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Us, I had to watch twice. I don't think I
Really?
had to watch this twice.
I don't
know.
think I
I
needed
think
to
I'm
watch
the other
Us
way.
twice at all. Yeah, I'm the
Us was
opposite.
pretty straight up.
I think because there was a lot of, yeah, well, I guess just like what Jake was saying, because I heard a lot of full disclosure, I did watch this twice. I heard a lot
Got 'em.
of about a lot of oh, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Just a lot of shit that I thought I missed in that one, but I didn't think I missed anything in this one. But that's it. I did watch it twice now.
Yeah. There's definitely things I picked up in the second time around, and
Sure.
like for
Yeah,
example, like
yeah.
I was kind of unsure the whole tie-in of the chimp in the Jupe story of why it affected the big picture.
It did.
And then-
Could have
and
done
then-
without that.
I think it could have, but there are a lot of connections to it, and I think it
Sure.
did. It
Don't
was
fuck with
fitting.
animals because they're gonna fuck you back. Like that's
Yeah.
right. That's what this
Well,
whole movie's about. But
Yeah, it's all about making them a spectacle.
I
and
think-
them- yeah,
I think Jupe's story was the most interesting. I could have seen a whole movie about him and that fucking day.
yeah.
What was
That-
with the shoe?
that
What was with the
said,
shoe
I-
standing up straight?
If
That's
they
one of the
didn't-
biggest questions I have. The shoe. Sorry, Anthony, go ahead.
What's
Though.
with the
I'm just-
shoe?
They could have just cut that part out also, and the movie could have been shorter and equally as entertaining.
I don't know. I think that part with the whole backstory was one of my favorite parts of the movie, and it's definitely one of the parts that is the most visceral. And honestly, this isn't a scary movie, and the scariest parts are the monkey parts.
I agree. Yeah, those
Oh,
scenes.
the terrible CG monkey.
I didn't
It
think it was
wasn't
that
really
bad.
that until like
it
it
was
was the
pretty
close up
bad.
of his face that
Pretty
you could
bad.
tell it was
It
CG.
was the only
Otherwise,
thing. Like I liked the fucking Sky Monster more than I thought. Than the
this movie
but
did.
no,
I think everything about
not,
this movie looked great. I think even
Yeah.
not the
CG
CG
parts,
monkey. I think the
I think
CG
really you
monkey
could only
was
tell it
what
in the eyes.
took
Like,
me
well,
out.
it
Took me out
wasn't
of that
even a CG monkey. It was only once the face was CG'd. It was someone in a costume that did all
Okay,
that.
well, it looked like a CG monkey.
Well, it wasn't.
Someone
I
in a
didn't think it looked that
costume.
bad.
That was someone in a costume. That was someone in a costume, and then it was only the CGI was when they did the close up on his face when he was walking up to Jupe.
Mm-hmm.
But his actual like the
Looked real
movements
bad.
and like the person like, and they built that set.
I mean, just
30%
because it's someone in a
bigger,
costume
'cause that
doesn't
was a
mean they
person
didn't
in it, yeah.
CGI it. But they put people in costumes to get reference to CGI it.
Right. So yeah, there's some CGI, but nothing looked. I don't know. And it never looked fake to me though. Those scenes.
Nope.
Me
until,
neither.
That's
in the
fine.
Me
close-up.
neither. I didn't think so either.
Even the craft, like it was, obviously it was CGI, but it was.
Yeah, but
looked
that's
where it
something
was,
we
it
don't know
worked.
what it's supposed to look like. So
Right,
it could look
so-
like anything. And we're all and then we like that's another thing that I thought. Listen, I love this movie. I thought it was awesome. There was like some dumb parts in it. Like the end. I thought the end was dumb. And we'll get to that at the end. I thought
Mr.
that like
Shyamalan-y.
the whole like shape shifting thing of the craft was like that came out of nowhere and was just kind of not
Well,
explained by anything.
seeing it for the second time, as soon as the movie hits the point where they get the DP to come out to the ranch, it
Yeah,
kind of goes down
Rushes.
from there. It just
It-
everything's just too convenient.
Disjointed.
Everything's very well, it's not even
Yeah.
disjointed. Everything's just very convenient. Everything happens the way they want it to, the way they need it to. Like they just I feel like up until then it was really, really good. And then after that, you're kind of just like, wait, this is how it is. And I didn't even mind the whole like thing it turned into. I just wish there was a little bit more context of as why and to what made it cause it to turn into that.
So, do you want to take the journey through the movie, and then we can talk about the ending?
No, I want to talk about
That's
the
what
end.
we
Yeah, no,
usually
go
that's what we
ahead.
usually do.
Yeah, you're just jumping, tearing apart the ending right
Go
now.
ahead. Wait, is this a horror movie? I have that written down as one of the first questions I want to
I
ask.
think
I don't think it's a horror movie. I think it's a thriller.
it's a horror movie. It's a horror genre. I think it's one of those subgenres of horror.
Sci-fi horror?
It's a sci-fi horror. Yeah,
I would give it sci-fi horror.
it's
There's
an
like
alien
one or
movie.
two
It's a
parts.
fucking
There's
UFO
two
movie.
parts. There's the monk like getting
Yeah,
torn apart
but-
by a monkey is scary, but I wouldn't consider
Yeah.
that horror. But like when the alien thing like eats everyone and then shits out everything,
Well,
that's
that scene, the scene where it eats everybody and they're screaming and it shows the insides of it was
Yeah.
the best scene in the entire movie.
Yeah,
That was
I
a fucking
agree.
awesome scene. That scene, I remember being in the theater and being like, "What the?"
And you guys saw it in
fuck is going
IMAX?
on?" No, I did not see
I saw it
it.
at
in
the
IMAX.
You didn't see it
Dolby.
in
The
IMAX? You
first
saw it
time I saw
twice,
it
you
at
didn't
a
see it in
Dolby.
IMAX?
There's no
Dolby, I
IMAX
think, was
theater
the
out
way to
here.
go.
Yeah, definitely Dolby. I saw
Well, the
it in
sound
Great
is the
sound. The
sound
sound
design
is
was
incredible.
Sound's
ridiculous. Yeah, the
amazing.
sound design was awesome.
And, the
And what I
cinematography's
love
great,
about-
and the sound is great. Like the
Oh, well, yeah, the
craft-wise, they
cinematographer-
fucking killed it.
Dunkirk or this Dunkirk. This is Nolan's dude, isn't it? Who did Dunkirk?
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, he did. He's done the last 3 Nolans, but he
Hoyt
didn't do the
van
first couple.
Hoytema or something.
Yeah, this guy's
Yeah.
the man.
It's really fucking good. Yeah, I think
He
he's
also
been with
did,
but with him since Interstellar. I think
No,
He's done
yeah,
Interst-
Interstellar was the first one. Yeah.
he's done Interstellar. He's done Dunkirk, and then he did Tenet. And I don't know if he's doing Oppenheimer or not. Probably.
He also
There was
did
like a
Her.
weirdly attached Oppenheimer trailer in the beginning of Nope, which is like
Yeah.
unusual. It was very much with it.
Well, it's because it's going to be an IMAX, so they show.
Yeah,
the
they were
IMAX
both
shit.
both these movies were shot on IMAX cameras, so that's why.
True, but I've just never seen it how it was attached. Like you usually get the trailers, and then you get kind of like the movie theater little commercial, and then it's the
that's
movie.
a
it
Nolan
was-
thing because
yeah.
all the Dark Knight trilogy did that too.
Oh, did they? I don't
Yeah.
recall that ever happening.
Yeah,
You hate Nolan.
But I
No-
also believe
Nolan's got a lot of pull in Hollywood because he's so successful. Like his movies make so much money that they let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, not a big Nolan fan.
And he brought IMAX to do cool. He does cool shit with IMAX, and he's one of the first to do so.
If you ever want to Google Hoyt van Hoytema, the cinematographer, there's pictures of him on the set of I think it's Tenet or Dunkirk, where he's hand holding an IMAX camera, and it's absolutely insane looking. It's like the size of a fucking suitcase.
Oh no, I saw some like BTS of Nope, and there's like someone like supporting the back of it while he's like shouldered
Holding
up with
it?
it. Yeah, like
That's so
they have to hold
awesome.
the back of like the back cam
Yeah.
basically where like the film is. Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty awesome to me.
yeah. It's like it's a two-man shoulder job.
Yeah.
Peel, the director, what's his name? Michael Jordan,
Jordan Peele?
Jordan, Michael Jordan, something Peel.
Just Jordan Peele.
Michael
Peele?
Chiklis Peele.
Michael Jordan
Chiklis
Peele. He's the Michael Jordan of horror films.
MJ said that he talked to Nolan, and Nolan said, once you start shooting IMAX, you're never gonna not want to shoot IMAX.
MJ? Who said that?
Yeah.
MP, sorry, Michael Peel. What did I say? MJ.
Yeah.
Michael Peel talked to Nolan, and Nolan told him,
Who the
once you
hell's
start
Michael
You
Peele?
mean
Is that his real
Jordan
name?
Peele?
Jordan Peele, whatever his fucking name.
Jordan Peele talked to Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan said, once you shoot an IMAX,
I'm
you're not
sorry.
going to want to shoot it any other way. That's what you're trying to say?
I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's exactly
got
what I
it.
was trying to say.
Got it now. I'm like, who told who?
I don't
now?
know
What?
why I had Michael Jordan in my head, and I couldn't get rid of that. But yes,
Is it because he's the Michael Jordan of modern day horror?
yeah, maybe.
No,
if
because
what
that's
you wanna
not that's
say.
not the truth. There's a lot of directors that are better than him in modern day.
MDH. I do think he's one of my favorite. I mean, I don't think he is one of my favorite horror directors of modern day. Is he the
Yeah,
best?
he's top 5.
At least top 5, top 15.
Definitely in the
maybe.
top. Yeah, definitely in the top 5. Yeah, 3 for me of modern horror.
All
But
right,
you
go
know,
ahead,
obviously it's all
list 'em.
subjective. It's all
List 'em.
subjective.
Modern day.
He might.
So what is
be-
modern day? Last 20 years?
Yeah,
I
let's
th-
go
well, I
2000.
think. All right, so
Let's go
there's
2000s
go-
or older.
there's
Year
a
2000 or older.
specifically
year
there's an interesting group
2000.
of directors that are all releasing their third film this year. It's Jordan Peele, it's Ari Aster, he's to come. Alex Garland released his third film, and then who was the
Robert
other one?
Eggers.
Robert Eggers, thank you. He was the other one that released like the third film of.
Side note,
Interesting that they're all
Ari Aster's
third
movie.
this year.
Ari Aster's movie is also not coming out this year anymore. It's coming
What?
next year. Yeah.
Well, that's
happened? They
Big
get COVID?
Disappointment Boulevard. Get it?
Yeah,
used the
I don't know.
title
He
of
said
Big
that it
Disappointment
wasn't going to
not
be
coming out.
edited in time for the festivals. Honestly, I've heard that it's like a 3-hour movie.
His
Can't
movies
rush
have
it.
always been long. I mean, fucking. I think there's like a 3.5-hour version of Midsummer, whatever you fucking
There
call
is.
it.
Like that is out to watch.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
a
I think you
director's
can get it
cut.
on Prime, and in
It's
the
just an
theatrical it's like
hour-
240 or
you can
something.
It's
order
just
it
an
for-
hour of him burning,
Yeah, it's just the extra hour is just them on fire. That was a fucking
screaming.
wild movie.
Oh no, he was.
By
he
the
was
way,
dead by then.
speaking of horror movies, how good does that Pearl movie look?
Pretty
It looks
cool.
better than X, man. It looks really good.
I didn't.
I don't know. I don't
didn't look
better
at
than
it.
X, but it does look interesting.
I think it looks better than
iOS
X.
makes cool shit. So I liked the story of X of how it got to that farm. I feel like this was just gonna be like focused on the farm and like her making a massacre on the farm, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, in the fucking plot synopsis, it calls her a serial killer. So I think she's killing mad people.
Exactly.
How many
So-
people do you have to kill to be a serial killer?
Like 4 or 5, probably, in the same way.
But not.
I don't
at
even
the
think you
same
have to
time.
kill in the same way.
That's what a serial killer is. It's having a motive that's the same, or a calling card that's the same.
I don't think
I don't
that's
think you have to
true.
have a calling card. I think you can, as
I
long as
think it's
you
just-
are the one killing multiple people.
Yeah, I think it's just killing multiple people like inexplicably. Like
Yeah.
just this drive to
I
kill.
think
people.
most
It
of them
doesn't have-
do. Most of
For ex-
them like to kill certain things. I mean, who do you like to kill, Schwartz?
Like the Zodiac always killed people in different ways. He left a little.
You didn't
calling
even let
card, so
Schwartz
that's the
answer
one
my
thing.
joke question.
He's thinking about it. He's running through all the ways he's killed.
I didn't
multiple
hear what
people. I
your
just had to
question was.
give him time
What
to
was
think
your
about it.
question?
What's your MO? Who do you like to kill?
How? Yeah. How? What's your
Oh, I
pattern?
can't say that. I'll get caught. I'll get caught if I
Like-
say it.
Like what type of
Yeah.
people do you target?
almost
Is
had
it
you, though.
I want to
random?
keep killing people.
Ah, okay. Well,
You know who died? A lot of people in this movie.
yeah. I think there was like 40 people at once. Well, let's start off with, I think was a great opening shot that immediately got my attention was
We're going
the
shot by
fucking-
shot, huh? All
We're
right.
we're going shot by shot. Was we see what was the shoe the first shot? I think it was the shoe just standing upright, and then they pulled back to the monkey just covered in blood. We see the bottom of we see some legs behind a couch sticking out. That
This is an IMAX scene, by the way.
I'm like, huge. So clearly, there's implications that this fucking monkey just mauled a bunch of fucking people, or a chimp, I should say.
Chimp and monkey the same thing or no? Chimpanzee and monkey?
No, they're not the same thing. They're I mean they're all apes, but
Are they?
they're different.
Chip,
A monkey
a
is
chimp,
different
a
than
monkey, and an ape are all the same.
An ape is like a category.
Okay.
When it's like gorilla, monkey, then there's like a bunch of different types of monkeys, and then there's a chimp, and then you got your
What about
Orangutan.
a chimp? What about a chimp monkey pansy?
A chimp
that
monkey
is
pansy?
the
A chimp
re-
monkey?
that really ties into this whole theme of this movie. The chimp monkey pansy is basically caused by experimentation and exploitation of animals, and if you do that, you might get killed by a fucking weird alien spacecraft that turns out to be an alien. So don't fuck with animals, Schwartz. I hope
You ever
that's
see
not part
Don't
of your
Fuck with
suit.
Cats?
I
That's a
don't.
good doc.
Yeah, that's a good doc. Yeah, I like that.
That is a
Monkeys
good
and
doc.
apes are both primates.
Yes, primates. Yes, quite. Yes, and we are primates. It's very humanistic. Anywho,
Yes, this is true.
anywho, so that's all we see. That's all we see of that. Always you see then that I don't know about you guys, but that immediately grabbed me and I was laughing.
Great
out loud
opening.
because that shot.
You were laughing.
I was laughing.
You were laughing.
I was super high. when
Why?
I got there,
Well,
but
Because
because it was
laughing
just
because
I
it was
think what-
bad CG,
I-
but
I think what's so great about that scene also.
yes. What about the scene, Schwartz? Okay, we'll get back to Schwartz later.
I think what was so great about that scene is that.
Go
Can you hear
on.
me?
yeah, we
Yes,
can
we're
hear you.
waiting for you.
Just continue your thought.
Oh well, you guys just keep talking. You guys keep talking, so I'm stopping talking. I think the greatest thing about that scene is the way it was shot. It was just that one wide shot of this room that was torn apart. That everything happened so slowly in it, and the monkey didn't reveal itself at first. Is you got to look around. You got to see the empty seats. You got to see the pause sign. You got to see the blood on the floor. You got to see everything where you're like, oh shit, this is a set. Because like if that like just cut from that and like cut to the kid under the table or cut to something else, like it wouldn't have been as strong. That the way they shot that in that one shot was why that had such a big impact, in my opinion. That was a really, really cool way to do that.
And I don't think we don't see the kid in the first scene. We just see the one. We just see
No.
from the perspective. We learn that later that it's from his perspective, just looking out at this.
Yo,
monkey,
no spoilers,
basically
bro.
finishing the people off. And of course, the way this shot ends is when the monkey turns and basically looks right at the camera, looking right at us, the audience.
And looks into the camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks into the camera.
And then and then after that,
What's up with the shoe?
what's up with the shoe? That's the one question I have about this movie. Is like what.
The
Why?
shoe's just sitting
What's
there.
with the shoe?
Didn't
It's-
answer
it's-
it.
It's upright. It's just facing
It's just-
upright though.
So?
Yeah, but it was straight up.
Defying gravity.
So it
just-
doesn't. That doesn't
it's just
defy
one of those
gravity. Where's the
things.
show get a shoe right now?
Yeah, you fucking you put a shoe on its
It's
in the middle of chaos. You put a shoe.
Whatever. Chaos
Right.
chaos. Is it possible? The answer is yes.
You can't do it. Nope. See?
I mean, come on. I'm
Can't
close
do it.
enough to where it's possible.
and if there was a fucking chimpanzee attacking you right now, there's no fucking way you
No one's attempting to do it. It just he slammed her. The shoe flew off, and inexplicably just she had a solid heel on it, and it just fell upright. It's
wild.
not. There's nothing to explain about that. You're looking too deep into it.
Was it quote unquote a bad miracle situation?
Man.
No, monkey just beat everybody up. That's just bad timing.
The monkey was tired of people's shit.
True.
The chimp guys, come on.
That's the theme of the whole story.
So after that creepy, cold, open, anonymous scene,
Ominous.
we ominous. Sorry.
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Hip hop eponymous.
We meet pretty much our main character. We meet what's his name? OJ. He's at the horse ranch. He's working with his father as OJ goes back to the house.
Father
Weird
played
things
by
start happening. Father played by the great Keith David, known for They Live fame and other great horror films of the past.
Isn't he in Aliens?
Was
No.
he? Was he in one of them? He had to have been in one of them.
Is he in one of the Aliens?
No.
No.
He's one. He's in
He was
one
in
of
the
the
he was
Alien
in
movies.
the Thing.
Oh yeah, he was also in the thing. That's true. Big John Carpenter guy.
Good guy. Great guy to have a nice short role.
Oh yeah, I know. I wish there was more Keith David. To be honest with you, should have been maybe a little bit more like a little bit more of the family backstory. I think they
Could have used a little more of that.
they could have used a little.
I didn't
more
want
of
to
that,
say that. I didn't want to get you angry.
but it's okay. I believe you.
I'm the one that gets angry when you guys talk shit on movies.
We gotta defend our picks.
You're right.
That's the name
You're
of
right.
the game. So yeah, we meet them. Then suddenly weird shit starts happening. Basically the power shuts off. The things start falling out of the sky. It almost seems like it's hail at first, but then it starts sounding more metallic. And OJ looks back. He notices his father is lumped over, whatever, on the horse. The horse starts to leave. Then the dude falls off the horse. He takes him to the hospital. We ultimately finds out that he died. There was a nickel basically went through his eye into his brain.
Yeah. So
Came
how
out
did
of his
that
fucking
happen?
eye.
What's that? He
How
was
did-
probably
how did-
The alien,
was probably looking up.
alien creature spit out all that shit.
But it's spitting out like with like skull crushing force.
yeah.
It was basically like a burp, and it came out of the sky. And things that fall out of the sky like that are gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's shooting it down.
Well, if it's like, I guess if it's shooting it out of its mouth,
Projectile
like a
vomiting
fucking
it down
gun.
on the ground. Yeah. And then went
Okay.
through. It's just, went through
That's
the eye.
explained.
If it was
Thank
just
you.
maybe in the skull, it maybe wouldn't have had. But because it went through the eye, it's a soft spot.
I mean, did you
Looked
hear
like
the
it
way?
fucked up though.
Yeah.
Did you hear the
It
way
was a-
those
it was
things
a
were
dope
hitting
way
the
to
ground?
die.
The
Yeah,
way that
things-
the things were hitting the ground was pretty hard. It was like shooting with like a pellet gun or a paintball gun force. You know what
So
I mean?
how come there was no
Yeah.
blood then? Did it just eat like a school bus, like an empty school bus or something on accident?
I think it just ate. I don't know, because I think it was mention of like
No, it's been
missing people.
the Jupiter thing, the fucking thing where he goes
Yeah,
there
he's been doing it for
to every
months.
week. Like, yeah, like I'm pretty sure it's just been eating people from there too.
But how come there was no blood coming out if it was eating people? He fucking shat blood on the farm later in the movie.
No,
I think that was like a territorial thing, quote unquote. It was trying to like, because he was like, it's territorial. Don't look it in the eye.
Well, I think
Yeah,
it's
that was
definitely like
fucking dumb.
regurgitates non-organic objects, like it spits out keys and quarters and all sorts of shit. So it's probably just something. It probably just
Yeah.
ate a small group of people.
I understand that. I'm
Some
just
people,
asking,
that's
like,
all.
there was blood once, now there isn't blood.
I'm guessing what my thought on the blood part was that it almost overate. It ate at that, like, I don't think it's used to eating 40 people at once. It's almost like having like a big fucking meal.
I like
and you're
Schwartz's
just gonna
idea
be like,
better.
"Ugh."
Why?
Because
Why isn't it used to eating 40 people? Maybe
Because
it's
he
40
said
people all the
he
time.
said in the early that it was the debut of the thing. He invited them to the debut. This was the first show he actually had. He's been feeding it. He's been trying to like learn what it was.
That
but
was the opening show.
That was the first show. Yeah, he says that earlier in the movie when he invites them to it.
Yeah, the family
Well,
event. I didn't know that was the
I think
first show. I
that's
thought
some
he'd
of-
been doing it for a while.
No, I don't think so.
Well, he'd been communicating
it.
with it and feeding it horses for a while.
6
but
months.
he wasn't like showing it to a bunch of people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think honestly,
trying to
I
tame
honestly think the
He
alien
was.
was trying to get him to bring a bunch of people there so that it could do what it wanted to do, which was eat everybody.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, I think I just got too
I don't know
excited.
about that.
It's like when
because that's giving
think
more
so.
credit. That's giving more credit to the alien and not like the message of the movie, which is he's using the alien for spectacle until he pushes the limit, like the chimp, like the horses, like
right. This
Mhm.
this show was essentially
But what did he?
Gordy's birthday
but-
again. It was
but
this
what did
big
he do?
spectacle. He shouldn't have made a spectacle of it.
Yeah,
This
no, I
was-
get
this was
that,
punishment.
but he didn't do anything to the alien to trigger it. Like he didn't physically do anything. He didn't make any sounds. He didn't do anything like that. So I don't know. I think my idea is the kind of the better one.
I think
I
all
think
the
the
people-
alien-
You have an idea. Calling it better is
too
just,
much people.
it's
No,
just
no, what
you're
I'm saying
also your
is-
idea.
Well, what I'm saying just makes more sense to me because like if I mean predators don't they like
Well,
don't
they were.
like, want
Everyone
to
was
get
looking
things
it
like
in the
groups to
eye.
take them out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
that's
was
true.
never
That's
that many.
true.
There was never that much going on.
Everyone was
See,
looking
that's
in the
the-
eye.
that's
This was
the-
like its first big Thanksgiving dinner. It just had too much and went crazy. And then because we already learned it had a sensitive stomach based off of like it ate the one fake horse and then it got like
That
caught
was
up in
another
there.
thing. That's how
and, like,
she
the-
kills it. Oh my god. Was
That
she
was-
planning that the
was
whole
like a
time?
nod
Did
to
we know that?
That was a nod to Jaws for sure.
Yes, but it just was like, you know.
Yeah,
tie
I
that
thought
up into a
I
bow.
agree that like that the ending had some questionable parts, and I was like, yeah, that was somewhat of an underwhelming way to kill this thing, but
And then
it made sense based off of everything we learned about it already. Based off it only eats our organic material. When it had the horse, it thought it was a real horse, but, it
but
was a
that
plastic horse.
killed it.
The explosion
This
killed
fucking
it.
thing that's been around for explosion. It was just air. It just popped. It just like it you know, if it swallows that, the air's already in it. So if it escapes the vessel it's in, it's already in the stomach. You know, it's not going to expand more air. It's not like there's compressed air in that thing. So why would it?
What do
just,
you know about alien fucking biology,
don't know-
bro?
we don't know what this thing is made of.
I
fucking-
think that's been there
anything.
for probably thousands of years, and that's what kills it because it now ate the wrong thing. Because I mean, come on, you don't think balloons have been flying in the air and they've been fucking eating it every now and then? Fucking
Well,
graduation
that's the
party.
thing. That's the thing about this thing is that there's no context to how long it's been there, how old it is, like when it's been around, like. And I think that's kind of the part that I wanted more of, because I wanted to know what this thing, not just don't look
No,
it in the eye, it's a creature.
And then-
I
and
like
then
that
now
it
it's
was more
dead.
ambiguous. I like that it was more ambiguous because I wouldn't want some scientist to show up and be like, well, we've actually been doing studies and tracking some things we've thought living in the sky, and based off of these, they can then just over explain shit. They do that in movies.
Well,
way
the
too
dude,
much.
the dude, the
They
dude
can
from
keep that out.
Fries
I'm
was
glad they
that
did.
character. The Fries guy.
He was
that
more of like
character.
the hinting. He was the comic relief.
Yeah,
He was the hinting. At
he
the
wasn't
government shit,
explaining
but
anything.
He
He
was
was
explaining the alien.
He was the only one with realistic emotions. He was the only one that was seeing shit and going, "Holy shit, what the fuck is that?" Everyone else was like, "I got mouths to feed," and she was, and then fucking Kiki Palmer was just a little too much, but I liked her. Everyone just had normal, like, "Oh wow, crazy! Look at that fucking alien! Like, we should probably let's go get a picture of it or something. You know, that'd be rad, right? That'd be cool. Be cool to
I
do."
think
And
he-
then the other
he
guy's
was-
like, "No, fucking aliens like that. This is insane."
I think the angel character was that character they place in a lot of movies that are like supposed to be the audience. It's like,
Exactly.
let's place the
That's what I'm-
audience with.
I
it, with
agree
the
100%.
setting, yeah. So that's what that was. But
The-
I like
the
I
only-
like the dynamic.
The
of
audience is me,
siblings.
and if
Yeah.
I saw that fucking thing in the air, I'd be like, "Whoa!" I'm on Kiki's side in the very beginning. Like, yo, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Right. But I like Daniel Kaluuya's character.
Yeah,
OJ.
but you got to think about it.
Oh,
Like
Sleepy
her,
Kaluuya.
yeah, his OJ only has one thing in his brain, which is keeping his dad's thing alive and going. He has nothing else. So if he can get the Oprah shot, quote unquote, by taming an animal, which he does every day, I mean, that's kind of his thing. He tames animals, right? He trains wild animals to do what he wants.
And OJ has
Horses.
more connection to
Animals.
animals and horses
Yeah,
than
like wild
other
animals.
people. Clearly, we see that when we going back to the movie, we see that when he's in that on set with all those people, like he's socially awkward, dude. He doesn't interact
Yeah.
with these people well.
So that's
He
the next
talks to
scene. You
horses.
wanna-
He knows the horses more than he knows people. So that and that's
Mhm.
obviously builds into the whole the climax of the movie with him figuring out that the fucking UFO is some sort of creature. But yeah,
Big
Which-
spoiler.
Which is to me why I think I enjoy this movie so much, because I didn't expect that in
no,
any
so,
way.
yeah, super
And
original take.
I
That's the-
thought that
that's
that
the
was
twist.
I thought that was a very original take on a UFO movie, and that's why I think I really liked this movie, because it was
It's
cool.
a
I thought that was
simple,
cool,
but
but
easy
original.
move. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
an
it's
easy move
original,
that
though.
made it fucking really cool. Really,
well, the
cool.
reason quote unquote easy move that's never been done in the history of film.
I'm not
so I don't know
talking
how easy
shit.
that
I'm
is.
not talking shit. It is easy though, because they just made it, the alien the shit. I mean, it's a simple move that nobody's ever thought of
Yeah.
before. I'm not talking
Which
shit. I think
surprised
that
me.
is the coolest part of this movie, other than the monkey
Yeah.
scene.
And I liked what
Yeah.
Peele did with teasing it to be the
Michael Jordan Peele?
Yeah, teasing it to be the typical tropes. Like we saw
Yeah.
the kids
Yeah.
dressed as like the little green men style aliens,
And
which one
and that
certainly
was
looked like a
which
little bit
I
like,
was
hold on, let me finish, Schwartz. With kind of looked like the little chimps. And then we also saw like the spacecraft,
They
clear
chimps.
like flying saucer UFO.
Those were the
kinda
thing.
aliens, right?
Yeah.
they didn't
yeah,
look
those were like,
they didn't look anything like chimps in any
well,
way.
they had the beady eyes, they had
I-
the furry costume. That was definitely
I don't
Look-
disagree
if you
that
look
they
at
were
it,
chimp
I
like.
think it was supposed to reference it because
I-
he's a little bit too attached to the history.
I
of
agree.
I
it.
think
I
I
agree,
think
he's
little
exploiting
green
it.
I think little green men is what they look like.
That's the more clear cut one,
They
but
were
I
like
think on a second look,
gray.
I thought about it when they were at that show, the big, when they ate all the people.
Yeah,
Yeah, they show them in the little machine.
yeah.
Yeah, but the kids they were like furry costumes, like
They
like
were-
a
they were
chimp. They were like
monkey-like,
brown
yeah.
furry, and it was more like
I think it was
it was
I
more
think it was-
flesh colored than green, but it was resemblant of the little green men. Of course, at first that's what he was trying to make us think when they were in the barn. They look like little alien things, but later we see that they also
That was a
kinda look
straight
like those
signs
chimps.
move.
I think that was just
Straight
a
out of
simple
signs.
I
visual
thought that
storytelling from
scene
Peele.
I thought that scene was pretty cool, and I was prepared for those to be the actual aliens. And I was like, "Damn, it's pretty early in this movie for this to happen. I wonder what's going to
Same.
happen
Right.
next."
But I was
I
excited.
was
That was
into
a
it.
fun, it was a fun scene.
I was
'cause you-
cool.
You,
Yeah,
thought
I was
they
cool
were-
with
you
it.
thought they were the aliens. For
And when he
sure.
was
Yeah.
like reaching back, I thought he was pulling out a gun at first, which I was
Right.
like, "This is gonna get interesting." And then he pulls out the phone, which definitely just goes a lot long more of the through line of the story. But yeah, I love that scene.
Yeah.
I was ready for it. And then when he punched the kid, I was also into that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when obviously we figured it out. Once the kid dropped down, we're like, oh, that's not a real alien.
Yeah.
But when they were like just in the dark, in the shadows, like lurking around, we're like, what the fuck?
But I do agree that they
Well, when
they-
when it slowly peeks behind the wall, that was terrifying.
Right, yeah, and
You
it's
were
still-
waiting
and
for it,
you
like,
were-
oh shit.
because
Yeah.
we, and then the focus on the
Psychologically,
phone, like
we
the
were
way
still into
Yeah.
it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we were into it, and then we were in his POV looking at the phone, which I thought was
Right.
really cool. Or
Yeah,
maybe it
rack
wasn't
to it,
even
right?
his POV.
I think it
was
racked
just
to
a
it.
rack to
Yeah.
it.
I think
Still
back
him
then, yeah.
in frame, but we saw that in the
Yeah.
that was really cool. That was a really cool way to not cut a scene and make it scarier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, I do agree they kind of resembled. I don't disagree that they resembled the monkey or the chimp because that dude couldn't let go of that chimp.
Yeah. I think it was a very subtle hint, but I think it was
It's pronounced
purposeful. Subtle hint.
Kidding.
Hint. But yeah, I think it was there on purpose. But yeah, obviously at first, clear reference to the little green men, if you will, and the typical alien trope.
Which was the original title of this movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Little green men.
What, little green men?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard I saw a theory that NOPE is an acronym for Not of Planet Earth.
Yeah.
Seen that. I've
Yeah.
actually seen Jordan Peele say that he meant that on purpose.
Okay.
But also the
Maybe
the
was
look on
trying
his
to-
face also made me think, nah, I don't know about that. I think somebody said that and you were
Yeah.
just like, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Because he's
I
very
agree.
cryptic.
Yeah, I think because that'd be if I made this movie and called it Nope and someone said that, I'd be like, nice.
Yeah.
I'd be like, nice,
Really?
dude.
Yeah. I think it was
Yeah.
a great title. 'Cause
That-
it was very it's like humorous, but also very intriguing. Like what
Yeah.
could this be? And I really liked what it was.
Well, it relates to the spectacle part of it too. It's like you see something that crazy and you're just like, nah, nope, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So
Yeah,
it is
I'm-
perfect.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
just the reaction. Yeah.
And
I mean,
in that
yeah.
scene
very well
that we were
delivered.
just talking about,
right.
that
That
was
was the first drop.
that was
of
probably the
Nope, right?
funniest nope drop of the
Yeah.
scene
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
So I think only again he did it in the truck when it was raining the blood part. He was
Yeah,
like,
was he like
nope.
almost get out?
Yeah, he almost
Yeah.
gets out and then it
Nope.
starts making noise again. And he's like, nope.
yeah.
Good use.
It's well done.
I think my favorite part of the movie, as far as comedy goes, though, is when they're in Fry's and they're talking about Oprah. She's like, "You fucking love Oprah." We laughed so hard.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, she's like, "You love Oprah." I laughed pretty loud.
There should have been a scene of Oprah just in the background. Was there actually?
That's what Alan said. Alan was like, "This movie should have ended with them on Oprah showing the footage."
Well, Oprah's not a show anymore.
Still though, that would have been awesome.
That would have been a
awesome,
funny.
though.
That would have been a great like
they,
post credit or
Oprah's
like
back
for
credit
this one
scene or
thing.
something.
yeah, Oprah comes
That would've
back
been
to
pretty
show the
good.
existence of alien life. That would have been epic.
But why was that proof? How was a Polaroid now proof? Unless they go pick up the body.
Yeah.
Well, they
Did it
also
float
have
away?
the camera footage. They also have the film footage.
He got
of the-
eaten.
the
That
IMAX.
got eaten.
Yeah. Yeah, the IMAX camera didn't get eaten though on the hill with Angel.
I think
Yes.
it did.
Man,
No,
I
he
think
took
they-
his own little camera.
Yeah. He pulled out another one, but I think
Yeah.
it
still
came
might
up
find it.
and
he could,
and
they might
snagged
spit
him.
it out.
Either way, it's jacked. Even if he ate it and spit it out, you think that it's film? It's a crank film camera. You think it's gonna? You think it's bolted together strong enough?
And that film's gonna
Yeah.
get fucked up for sure. All bright.
I did like that though. I did like that. I'm talking shit a lot in this, but I did like that part too. That's straight like film versus digital argument right there.
Yeah.
That's something Tarantino would be into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this was.
He's like, we can't
this
use
is-
digital for this shit. We got to
Yeah.
go to film. Like that. I kind of like that.
Yeah, heavy nodded his
I-
filmmaking for sure in this movie a lot. Like
I
even
think
like
if-
for crew and everything. Like I think it was a good shout
Yeah.
out to a lot of things.
I think if you ask Jordan Peele who that character of that CDP is based off of, I guarantee you there's a little Tarantino in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure he put, yeah, for
I-
sure. 'Cause
I-
I heard Jordan Peele talk about this movie and he was talking like the guy was talking about like big scopes and like setting up Hollywood and the take place. And he's like, well, two of my favorite filmmakers, Tarantino and PTA, like they shoot Hollywood so well. And I was like, oh, so that character's definitely got a little bit of both of them in there.
I never saw any interviews of Hoyt van Hoytmanson or whatever his name is before this. I have since, but when I saw him, that's who I was like, I really hope that's exactly who Hoyt van Hoytman. What's his name?
Hoyt van Hoytema.
Yeah,
Hoyt van Hoytema. I would say in my head, I was like, man, I really hope that's exactly how Hoyt van Hoytema is.
I was thinking
And
the same,
it's not
yeah.
really, but I thought that
When-
that
dude-
character was interesting. Wish I had a little more story on him too.
Exactly. I was about to say that. He was so interesting. It was so interesting. Do you remember we went to Cinegear and got our lights?
Yeah.
He was the DP that was behind us in
yeah.
line.
I remember
He
you
was- he
saying
was
that,
behind
and
us,
in my
yup.
head, he's got the scarf on and everything.
Yeah, that was him. And that
Oh,
was,
you guys were in
that
line with
was-
Hoyt.
We were in
yeah,
line
so
with
that
Hoyt.
was
Nice.
that was before he got like super big. It was right before he did Interstellar, because he had done the first big movie he did in America was The Fighter. Was David Russell's The Fighter, and then he did Her, and Her got him a lot of recognition, and then he did Interstellar, which made him a household DP, and that was right before he did Interstellar. And I remember him being in line with us and him going, "I can't believe you're not letting me in. I'm about to work with Christopher Nolan." He straight up said that, like in line, and we were like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Yo, that's
Sure,
fucking
buddy.
Yo,
Yes.
let that guy in.
yeah."
I worked with a DP named Christopher Nolan too, and you know it's I wasn't bragging about it.
But it is crazy that dude was
Shout out to
waiting
Chris
in the
Nolan,
line
Portland.
at Cinegear. You know what I mean? Like he should be just let
Yeah,
in. Like,
For
come
sure,
on.
that's funny.
I'd been, I should have been like,
Yeah.
yeah, you could go in front of me, man.
That's
Yeah,
the gear that he
yeah.
was fucking making Tenet with or something.
He's
Or-
like, I need to see the
I don't
new
know what year that was,
IMAX handheld camera.
This was like 2013 or 20. No, it was like 2016. I'd say like
Okay.
2016. This was.
He's
Yeah.
on his way to shoot Dunkirk, and you guys are fucking.
No, he was on his way to
taking his
shoot
time.
Interstellar. Yeah, he was on his way to shoot Interstellar.
but just waiting for you guys to cash out
No.
your. your
no,
ring
we were
light.
in line to get in.
No, we were in line to
Oh,
get
gotcha.
into Cinegear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in the cashier. But yeah.
No. That's why I thought it was crazy that they were like letting this guy
I'm
in.
over. I'm just counting pennies while Voigtman Hoytema is fucking
Right.
freaking out behind me. I gotta go to Dunkirk, bro. Yo, take your scarf off, cool down a little bit. Everything's gonna be fine. You shoot
No
sick
one keeps-
movies.
No one
Anyway,
keeps Nolan waiting.
575.
No one keeps Nolan in
578.
the corner.
5.
What are we talking about?
Hoyt.
Hoyt's
He
the
is
man.
one of my favorite new cinematographers. I even
Even though
he
you
did
hate
that
Christopher Nolan.
True, I don't like Christopher Nolan. I always
Ad
say his
Astra,
movies
this guy
look
did?
great. That movie looked great. Boring as fuck, but it looked great.
Sure.
Yeah.
He did
But
Let the Right
but
One
looked
In.
Dope.
Yeah, that was his that was
Yes.
his big claim to fame.
Didn't we
was
watch that?
Yeah, we did.
We
That was a
did.
great one.
Yeah. That's what made him a famous DP.
Yeah.
Claim to
I
fame?
love how that movie looked.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great DP. He's fucking
Absolutely.
he's got
I
an
mean-
eye and a half.
His resume is pretty good.
Yeah.
I forgot
does
that
a
he
lot
did
of
the fighter
Capital
as well.
One commercials.
Yeah, he did the fighter, he did her.
One for them, one for him, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta get those commercials in.
Yeah.
I did
These
a
are
commercial the other day.
Tinker
Ooh.
Tailor, Colt Soldier Spy, Her, Interstellar, in order. Her, Interstellar, Spectre, Spectre. That's the James Bond, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kenzo World, no, Dunkirk, Welcome Home. Welcome Home.
What's Welcome Home?
Surprise.
What? Capital One commercials, Ad Astra, Tenet, Nope, and Oppenheimer. Goodness gracious. Go ahead, Jake.
Alright.
Talk about your movie.
So where were we? I don't even remember what part we were left off. We've been jumping around a lot.
We
I
met.
think we were at the
met,
the studio.
The
We're at
dad.
the
The
end.
dad's gone. The dad died of a shit nickel.
Yeah, Nickel. They're at the studio. They're
Yeah.
disrespecting the horse. That's where we kind of meet
We're at the
Antlers.
horse.
Yeah, we're at the horse. The actors are all being dicks, disrespecting the horse. Horse
They're
kicks
just
them-
being actors. They're not really
Yeah,
being
exactly.
dicks.
They're just being actors.
She's like,
Oh,
she goes,
I'm ready.
Hold on. She goes, your name's OJ?
They couldn't
Some
not
funny
reference that
exchanges,
at
yeah.
least once. But
Yeah,
again,
that
True,
was
you gotta
amazing.
do it.
what's more of a spectacle than the O.J. Simpson chase, the O.J. Simpson trial?
Ooh.
Talk
True.
about spectacles, bro.
Spectacles all day, bro.
The white Bronco. I drove a green one.
I remember watching that shit on TV. That shit was
My
wild.
green Bronco.
No, the O.J. Simpson chase.
Yeah, I watched the trial with my. I was a little younger than you, because
Yeah.
you're old as fuck.
Yeah.
But I was
Three, 3 years older.
where that's enough to remember better at that age.
True. At that,
I was
true.
being babysat across the street, and I just remember, and I don't even remember if I remember seeing it or if I just remember people telling me that Glenda always watched it on TV, which is her name, Glenda. Shout out to Glenda if you're
What up,
if you're
Glenda?
alive.
Yeah. So you
OJ.
watched.
So
the
you're
OJ trial.
you're introduced to his sister at this point, who is a total scumbag.
I don't think she's a scumbag. She's just very she's
Oh,
very
she annoyed the fuck
obnoxious.
out of me.
She's a little
She annoyed
much.
me so much.
She's the opposite of OJ. She's just like OJ was very subdued, very antisocial. He could talk to the horse, but he was very interacting with the people weren't very good. And then they wanted him to do a safety meeting to give like the horse rundown, but obviously he wasn't good at it because it's part of like
Yeah,
the
he
whole
didn't know
show.
what the fuck he was doing.
She gave no horse rundown either. She said zero things about the
Yeah,
horse.
she just like talked
She said,
herself.
"Turn
in a
your
business
phones
up,
off, and no loud noises, and don't look." She didn't even say, "Don't look it in the eyes." That
really. Right.
like, let's make that the more prominent idea. No, she just gave
Yeah.
the spiel. She gave
Yeah.
the spiel.
And it's like their legacy is they're related to the guy on the
Hoyt
very
van
first
Hoytema.
motion. The very first motion picture was a black man riding a horse, and their claim to fame is their legacy more or less is they're related to that man on the horse.
Yeah.
So and it's just
Yes.
it's been their family business.
Everybody remembers the
Horses in
photographer that
Hollywood,
took
yeah.
those 9 frames, but nobody remembers the jockey, the black Haitian jockey,
Mhm.
that was riding the horse.
And the great
He was the first
grandfather.
actor, first
One more great.
stuntman.
Yep.
What was there was a third one too.
Horse wrangler.
animal.
Because he did
Specialist.
do that. And now they took over. Great.
Great.
Another great in there.
No, it's
Yes.
3 greats.
Yeah.
I think it was
And
four.
I think we learned sort of later because she's watching the tape of her father doing the spiel.
And he only does it.
and twice.
2
But
times.
since she's another generation, she always forgets the third because she memorized it based off of what the father was saying.
That was a good little callback.
That's nice little writing in there. Good job, Jordan Peele.
Yeah. Hey, Jordan Peele, you got a good writing.
Got a good
eye.
writer.
You think
yeah.
you got good stories, bro?
Academy Award winning screenplay writer Jordan.
She
Peele.
was a little much, though. I do agree, but I think
was just the
it was all
character.
by design. He said
Yeah.
he wrote it for her, so I think that was just he.
Oh, it was definitely by design, but it still makes her annoying as fuck.
She got all the charm of the dad, and he got all the responsibility of the dad. So they split it up.
This family dynamic.
Continue.
I like when she hit on the girl in Fries too. That was made me laugh pretty hard. She's like, "Oh yeah, you look good, girl."
Yeah.
You look pretty today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened? They go back to the house or
Well, the horse freaks
they-
out.
Yeah, the horse freaks out. They get fired from the set.
Well,
they-
that was crazy. The second time around, hold on, sorry. I didn't realize the horse hit the makeup bag. So it was like
Yeah.
inches away from killing the fucking lady. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Like
It's a
that could have
dan-
been
it's
real
danger,
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dangerous setting.
You get a new makeup.
Yeah.
bag.
So after that, they on their way back to
You know
the
how hard it is to
ranch,
train a horse?
appears to be difficult. They stop
Have
by.
you ever ridden a horse, Jake?
I have, and you know what happened? We got tossed off, and I fell, and then
Oh.
my mom fell on top of me.
Oof.
Oh,
I was like
shit.
3 years old or some
Damn.
shit. I barely remember
Damn.
it, but I kind of remember. Yeah, so not into riding horses, nor I think
Schwartz.
people should ride horses.
Schwartz, do you think have you ever
uno
been
mas.
hurt by your mom?
No, well, I mean, mentally, not physically. I rode a horse one time. It was cool. It was fun. My butt hurt afterwards.
That's cool. I've ridden horses a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were thrown other than that, or we just fell off. But either way,
I've fallen off a
Yeah.
horse
Something
too.
bad
I've
happened.
fallen off a
Wasn't-
horse trying to get on the damn thing.
Yeah.
They're hard to get onto. They're tall.
hmm
Unless it's trained to get down like it was in this movie.
That was rad.
yeah, good training.
Good trainers. So
Shout
they're
out to
the
Danny
owners.
Kaluuya.
So
Yeah.
what do we learn in that scene that they're related? They have legacy, and they're the owners of the only black run horse wrangling Hollywood wranglers.
Haywood Ranch, man. Haywood Ranch.
Haywood Hollywood horses, baby.
Haywood Hollywood horses.
That's 3
Since the
H's.
beginning of film.
And it sets up the difference between them and shows how Otis is running the business and she doesn't really give a shit and she's doing it just because it's her brother.
Indeed.
because she does do that, but she also does her own stunts. She does acting. She does a little singing on the side, and she makes a killer green killer cheese sandwich.
mean grilled cheese.
Mean grilled cheese if you need crafty. I liked all the nods to the industry, being that
Yeah.
we all have a little skin in that game as well.
Yeah. And just that I think there's like a bit of the unappreciation for crew in times. And I think that was Jordan Peele's like nod to be like, I appreciate you guys.
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, if you want to go deep about it, it's about doing anything you can to get the shot, even if it's jeopardizing your safety, which is a common theme that we come across all the time.
Shout out to Skinwalker Ranch.
So we got to talk about that because
Probably.
Jake, we lived on Skinwalker Ranch for months.
We rigged cameras just like that. It would all took me. I'm like, oh man, I was rigging cameras
that's-
all over this fucking
if
alien
this,
fucking
if
ranch. This is
Jordan
so-
Peele didn't
Yeah.
watch Skinwalker Ranch, he should.
Yeah, certainly.
But for sure, that
That would be a really funny skit if it just shows him watching Skinwalker Ranch going, "Oh shit,
I got it."
No. I'm saying after the fact.
Yeah, I know,
He made
I know.
the movie, and
I
then
know.
he goes back and watches it. He goes, "Oh shit," that would be funny.
Or
That'd be
he's
pretty
watching. He's
funny.
like, there's not enough black people on this show. Wait a minute.
there's no
I
black
got an
people
idea.
on this show.
Nope. I don't
Nope.
think so.
Thinking about it, nope.
I think
tell
we
you
had-
what.
I remember like one dude that came on, like one weird camera guy that his cameras didn't work, obviously, because nothing ever works there. That comes from the outside.
APX.
Yeah.
You're talking
it
about
was
the
actually-
Jeep?
yeah. No, it was like,
Or like
season
the-
2. It was what were those? The Fleer. He was a Fleer guy, I think. Like
Okay.
Fleer cameras. Yeah.
So me and Jake, for all you listeners out there, worked, and Schwartz too, to a certain extent, worked on Skinwalker Ranch.
Was on the ranch. I worked on
know.
the ranch for at least
I
2
know.
weeks.
I'm saying.
Schwartz was
you
there
were
for a
there
week.
for like a couple days.
I was there for 6 months. Anthony was there for 9 months.
It doesn't matter. We've all
Yeah,
all
we were
been
all
to the
there. We
ranch.
were all there.
That's all I'm saying. You
Schwartz
were part
got
of it. You were part of it
mysteriously
too. And
Yeah, maybe I got
Schwartz
sick by
got
the
super
aliens.
sick, had to leave.
Could have been the
Shit freaked us out. We're not there this season.
Yeah.
We saw we were on a ranch with paranormal activity supposedly happening. What we saw UAPs? Would you say you saw UAPs while on our time on
I
the ranch?
would say that, yeah. I saw some things that I didn't quite know what I saw or understood what I saw. Everything happened so quickly, it's hard to wrap your head around. It wasn't anything as clear as the fucking
Sure.
saucer in Nope, but there was little things that happened for sure.
Electronics failed inexplicably. Am I saying that word right? I don't even know.
Inexplicably, yeah, probably. Who cares?
Batteries would die. Very similar to that was a funny thing when they went to Fry's. Number one, just the fact that they went to Fry's makes me chuckle. I used to go to that Fry's all the time.
Right?
That
was
Fry's
Burbank
specifically. Yeah,
I used to
we've all
go to
been
that Fry's all the time.
Yeah.
And it just got more and more depressing. I related to that guy being someone that also worked at a failing electronic store. I worked at Radio Shack for like 3 years while in its decline. And I related to that worker a lot. I can't remember his name.
Angel.
I related to Angel a lot and his disdain for people coming in and asking stupid questions.
Yeah. He was a funny character.
But I also liked his turnaround when he figured out what was going on. And he was like, all right, well, he was like 100%. He was just all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had that role of like the excited to kind of like for something different, like something, something unexplainable.
He fucking hated working.
Well, I also think that things like that, like aliens or even whatever big spectacle things you want, people are like obsessed with shit like that. So it brings people together that normally wouldn't have any business being together. I mean, like, they didn't know that fucking dude. That dude just made it into their life forcibly, and they accepted him.
Yeah, they didn't want him there either. They told him not to like he offered after setting up the cameras, he offered to watch him. They're like, nope, we're good. Did they say nope right then?
Yeah.
I think they just.
so.
She was like, nah. Maybe she.
I don't think so.
5 stars, Angel. 5 stars.
She kept saying no in different ways, so there might have been a nope in there, real subtly. Daniel Kaluuya's nopes were always the best. They were because I think just because he's the lead, he just kind of.
I loved his character, man.
Were
I thought his character was awesome.
Yeah.
Thought he was a little. I thought he could have used a little more juice. I like how you feel about Kiki's character. I kind of feel about his character. I feel like he was a little.
Really?
There was
he was I will give him the facial expressions that he was making, the emotions he was able to convey without saying a whole lot was pretty impressive as an actor. He's great. Don't get me wrong.
He's a great actor. Yeah.
He's great. Jordan Peele says he's the best actor alive.
He's up.
Yeah, he said he's De Niro to his Scorsese.
That's fair. If they keep making shit together, I'm more than happy about that.
Put Joe Pesci in there, and I'm in, bro.
Right.
1000%.
Steven Yeun's.
Can you imagine the alien turned into Joe Pesci at the end?
You motherfucker, you. Grows legs and just kicks a guy to death.
He was his De Niro to his Scorsese, which I thought was a cool analogy.
That's great.
Yeah, I dig it.
That's a compliment to
let's keep them together.
Yeah,
compliment to him.
I guess you can use DiCaprio too now in that same sentence.
True.
All right, who's better, DiCaprio or De Niro?
Oof.
That's so hard.
It is kind of hard.
Honestly,
better movies?
I always think those two guys are the best actors, in my opinion.
But neither of them are in No Country for Old Men.
True.
I think DiCaprio has more of a Jack Nicholson career than De Niro career. De Niro played a lot of the same type of roles, where Jack Nicholson played a lot of different type as Leo does.
I don't know. I think De Niro's filmography is pretty diverse. I think he's done a lot. It
is diverse. There are a couple things, but Jack Nicholson's is much more diverse.
I don't know. I think they're comparable.
I can't think like all that he plays a lot of different things, but it's always kind of other than like Jackie Brown, it's always kind of an angry cop or criminal character. And even in Jackie Brown, he's a criminal
and he's like a tough guy. He's always kind of.
There's a few where he didn't, like Awakenings or Jackie Brown, like you said.
But even in that, he's
or
plays a like a
even,
criminal that kills people.
yeah. That's what I mean. Jack Nicholson plays an everyman. You know what I mean? He plays a weirdo. He plays a bad guy. He plays the funny guy. Jack Nicholson kind of is a little more diverse with his roles.
He plays the lobotomized guy.
Yeah. And De Niro, I mean, and Nicholson and DiCaprio look a lot alike. If you put a picture next to them, they look a lot alike.
I like those pictures of showing like
Yeah.
young. It's like a progression
Yeah.
of young
Yeah.
DiCaprio, and by the
Yeah.
last one, it's just,
Man,
or it's not De Niro. It's Jack Nicholson. Yeah,
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
comes Nicholson.
comes like Nicholson today. Love it.
Yeah.
What's next? They go back home, right?
Yeah. They go to they stop by Jupe's place
They
first.
go to Jupes. This is where we
and yeah, that's
intro
when-
Jupe.
Yeah, we see all of his basically like it's a good classic intro because it's
Park.
like shots of things, the memorabilia like all around his office. We see that he's has a reality TV show. We see that he was a child star, and then this kind of all
And his office
ties
is
back
in
to
a
that.
theme park
Yeah, his office
called
is in a theme park,
Jupiter's
Yeah,
Claim.
it's all very much a big spectacle. His whole life's a spectacle. Shout out to Anthony's word.
Yeah. They have to sell one of their horses to Jupe because he owns a horse farm also.
Yeah,
And they need to
Adjacent
make money.
their farm.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's established that he's been selling him multiple horses because in conversation he mentions, which is very
Buying 'em
telling,
back.
which is telling later. He's like, I want to set the groundwork to buy these horses back, and he's kind of like, yeah, kind of,
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about that.
weird about it,
Yeah,
and then
sure.
yeah,
Ain't
and,
no problem. Hey, definitely this one maybe,
and
but
it's
not the other ones.
and of course while they're
I
trying
didn't
to have,
know that till now.
Right.
You got to tell me that kind of thing in advance. Those have been eaten.
He's my second best horse.
Shout out to my wife. What's his wife's name?
Oh, I don't know.
Amber Park.
Basic ass name. So
Basic ass story.
as they're trying to do that business meeting, of course, M is in the background looking at all this memorabilia shit. Oh shit, you're the Asian kid from that one show. Oh shit, look at this, look at that. Like she's all, and she keeps interrupting. And at one point, she finally stumbles upon the Mad Magazine cover, which is a spoof off of the Gordy's birthday party, which we learned that is back to the beginning, which is the ape or the chimp killing all those people.
Is there really an SNL skit on that? I remember one with Chris Kattan being a monkey, but is that what it was about?
Yeah, I think I think they're playing off that. I think because that existed, Jordan Peele used that to add it into that.
Which was-
Oh, so that
I
was that a
thought
fake
was-
story from SNL that he made into?
So I'm pretty sure he just
No,
because he chose the chimp to be the story he used. He just used that SNL skit in that.
Got it.
I think he was like a little angry monkey character.
Like
But
I
it wasn't
loved
specifically
the
Gordy.
way that he explained that too. He's like, and Chris motherfucking Kattan
Yeah.
killing it, and I was just like, wow,
So
like this is
is-
crazy.
Stephen
that was-
Young is probably one of my favorite actors right now.
He's great.
Based
too.
on
yeah.
the past couple movies we watched, including Burning, and I now that I know that he was the dude in the show that everybody loves,
Walking Dead.
I think he's great, and I think he's able to. He's fucking diverse as fuck from Burning to Walking Dead to this. I think this guy's good. I'm very. I think he's was the most interesting character in the movie, and I wish we got more of him. But like I said
I'm with you on
before,
that.
Mhm.
we could also cut his whole storyline out and cut an hour out of the movie, and it would have been fine too.
Yeah.
Because there were parallels, but it wasn't like super necessary parallels, and they didn't go deep enough into the parallels to matter, in my opinion.
No, I mean I think they did because they showed the chimp going crazy because it was being bossed around by people and doing shit it didn't want to do, and I think that was the
Kind of
whole
like how
point
they were
of
treating the horse.
The balloon pop.
Yeah.
the horse, and I'm pretty sure
takes it
that,
to snap.
and that's the whole thing with the alien. Like the alien's not there to be bad or eat people on purpose because it enjoys it. It's there because it's a fucking animal that needs to eat. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing.
So that's side note on that. I loved until I heard Jordan Peele say that he was like, oh yeah, not a planet Earth, and he referenced it as an alien. It's an alien. It's obviously an alien.
Yeah.
After the first viewing, I was like, it would be really cool if it wasn't an alien and it was more like Tremors, where it's just been there the whole time, munching away until somebody figured it out and started making a spectacle of it, and then it got pissed off, freaked out, and then killed.
Yeah, but
everybody.
what are the Tremors things are quote unquote aliens? What else would you
No,
call
they're
them? You just
not.
call them
They're
monsters.
not.
You call them monsters.
But aliens in
They're old- older than
aliens
old
says
creatures,
it's
dormant.
alien. Yeah, the in Tremors, if you remember what episode, Jake,
I think it was in episode 89.
they are Precambrian creatures, so they've always been on Earth since before
Okay.
humans. So they're, I mean, you could
But
call them
they
aliens 'cause
never-
are alien to
They
us.
they never say that if this how long the thing's been there though. So maybe that is the case.
Maybe
we don't know it's otherworldly.
We
It's
don't know. We
implied, but
don't
we
know
don't fully know that.
Yeah.
I think that was something going back to Skinwalker Ranch. I think that was something that was always explored of like if these alien things were actually aliens. Sometimes there was a thought of like other dimensions. Sometimes it was from other underground. Sometimes it was, there's these different theories of where this thing could have came from. This thing looked like
It's
almost like it was it was, this thing almost looked like it could have been like from underwater. It could have been from the ocean. It's just the way it was so because it looked like a
very
weird
jellyfish
like hard
looking.
to even describe what it really was. It could have.
I was disappointed in that. I wasn't disappointed in what it looked like. I thought it was rad. I was just disappointed in like I didn't understand why it would now change shape to this like weird.
I agree with that because at first
timing
in the
was
movie,
questionable.
At first I was like, what the fuck? Is that a different thing? And then I realized that it turned into it. And with the squares like expanding and I was just like
Weird.
I needed a little bit more context as to one, why it changed, and two, what the fuck, what was it? You know what I mean? Like, why did it look like that? It almost looked like a Pokemon character.
Yeah. To go along with the theme, the mouth, the square mouth looked kind of similar to the inside of a camera shutter opening and closing.
Oh, and we forgot to mention the opening credits was right after that. The shot of
yes,
the
that
shot
was
of the
wild.
That was just like the mouth of it, and we at the time we had no idea what it was. But I loved that opening credit. It was very like
I did
I'll
too.
give you that.
I was hooked again. Like
second watch,
the hooked me. The opening credits hooked me. I was like
that was like that was one of
eerie.
the main things I got from the second watch. I was like, holy shit, they're showing the mouth of the alien like right off the bat. Nobody even knows about it.
The crazy thing is
it
all looks practical. It looks like a fucking room with like colored paper on the fucking floor, which I thought was awesome. Like I think that was so fucking cool.
Because we didn't really know what it was until later. It was when all those people got eaten that we saw another shot of inside of it, and it was just a funnel of all these people going through. Like it was
sound
even bigger.
We got to talk about the sound in this movie.
The sound was so good.
So
glad I saw it in a Dolby first because I saw it in like a regular theater the second time. It felt flatter in a weird way. Like it wasn't all around me, which I loved. The Dolby experience was just like
I did vice versa. I did the opposite. I saw it in a regular theater, and then I went and saw it in IMAX. It's not IMAX, but it's like Cinemark's. It's called Cinemark XD, and it's close to IMAX.
Yeah,
there's still giant screens and like 11.1 surround.
Word. Yeah, as long as you got that surround sound, you're good to go.
It's especially in certain scenes, it's fucking insane.
Yeah,
and
the way the craft sounded is wild.
I listened to like Abelman or whatever, the Michael what's his name here? Michael Abels, the sound guy, and he was saying that they focused on Atmos, Dolby Atmos, that he was like that you mix it for everything because you have to, but we were doing it a certain way, like that was our priority. Like if we had to fuck something up, like this wasn't his words, but that's what I was thinking, is if he had to compromise, they were going they were leaning toward the better sound. They're focusing on that, what you're saying, the Atmos, the surround, the good surround.
Yeah,
because there's difference apparently. You can't just mix one and assume it's going to be good on your cell phone, assume it's going to be good in basic ass theater and Atmos. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Quite.
Michael Abels. Shout out to Michael Abels.
Word.
One thing that I think we need to talk about a little more because we didn't go into it a lot is in the scene when they're at the commercial set, we're introduced to the cinematographer briefly, who is this really established person. That's the one thing they say about like, we're the world-renowned cinematographer. What was his name?
Antlers Holst.
And
His name was Antlers or Anders?
Antlers.
it was Antlers.
Antlers. All right. That's pretty awesome. Antlers Holst.
Played
He
by
And-
didn't seem that
Michael
important in that first
Wincott.
scene to me, weirdly enough. He just kind of.
But the
Same.
thing is that what the crazy part to me was that like they introduced him like that. I was like, man, that there's got to be significance to this.
But
dude.
they
There
also
has to be.
introduced the actor with a
That's
bunch of
true. That's
gusto
true.
and like
That's
I
true. That's
I
true.
was it was kind of he was so I did not expect him to come back at all.
No.
I didn't expect
Yeah,
any
Never
yeah,
even.
to come
They
back.
never even gave him a close up. He was just kind of like in the
Yeah,
background, more or less. He
I think
just
Jordan
being a
Peele was
dick.
just. I think Jordan Peele was just showing like the not the comedy, the politics of set of seeing the
agree.
way
Yeah,
people are.
100%.
Yeah, like
What-
the star
what
is
was
here, but
extra-
the cinematographer, he's back there.
What was
Yeah.
extra is when he got fired, the last shot racked to
Racked to
Antlers.
him.
Yeah. So
Yup,
maybe that,
yup,
if
yup.
that was kind of a extra like, all right, remember
He was just
this guy.
sunbathing. He was like this.
Because for
sunbathing.
sure,
Right, I
when
forgot
we
about
saw,
that. he was there outside.
I think someone was giving him a
Yeah.
massage or something.
Yeah.
For sure, when we saw him again, I knew exactly who he was.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Which I love. I love that he was just scrolling through footage of animals eating each other. Like
Yeah.
it was so fitting to what he was about to do. Though it was like animals hunting other animals, which is basically what they were trying to do.
Mhm. His voice was just iconic.
Oh, his voice is
I don't
awesome.
know what else he's really in, but I know
Oh,
he was very recognizable. I just
He's
can't
been in a
can't
lot
place
of
him.
movies as like that guy. He's like, oh, that's that guy. You know what I mean? He's
Okay.
been in a lot of those.
It's like
But his
the-
voice
kind
is
of the horror
fucking
villain.
awesome. He was in Alien Resurrection. That's the first movie I ever saw him in. The fourth Alien movie, which
Okay.
was not that good, but it
No,
was still pretty. It was
not the
entertaining though.
greatest.
Like I think the thing about horror movies and sci-fi movies though is that like even when the movie's not that good, you can still enjoy it because like you're there for the spectacle of like what's going on. Like you're not totally there for the dialogue or the script. You're kind of there to see the visual of the crazy shit that's happening. So that's the thing about horror movies and sci-fi movies is even if they're okay, they're still like you should like, oh man, I would watch that again. That was a pretty fun ride. You know what I mean?
I definitely thought it was wildly enjoyable. I
I liked this
enjoyed
movie a
it
lot, yeah.
throughout.
I think we'll get to it, so I
Same.
guess we shouldn't talk about it again. But the last 20, 25 minutes was just wrapped up a little too well, a little too conveniently.
I think that had just vibes of a Spielberg movie. I think Spielberg movies do just that. They make it. They have a plan, and the main
I think-
characters win, and it's a happy ending. Like
I
that's a
think this is a
Spielberg
blatant ripoff of Jaws.
blatant. Well, then the end also had that like Shyamalan
Antlers.
twist of like, oh, the nickels are here. That felt very much like the water glasses all over
The
signs.
nickels.
You know,
Oh,
know
the
what-
nickels on
to take the
till he
picture?
could put.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
don't. Were they
what-
nickels? I
picture.
think they were just like tokens. Were they nickels? Were they like obviously nickels?
I'm not sure. They could have been tokens. They looked like nickels to me. but they
Nickels would
could have-
tie
like,
it into the
could have been-
beginning,
yeah,
which I didn't even think of.
that's what it was. Yeah, it was nickels. I think then that does make
Okay.
sense because it
I
would
don't
tie.
think it was, but I'm.
I think it
I
was,
think
it'll
I'm
tie
with
into
you.
the-
I hope it
And
was
she's the reason her father's dead.
because of Jean Jacket.
Because of Jean Jacket.
They sold it to
I'm-
fucking Scorpion King, bro.
Yeah, right.
I do think that Jordan Peele's movies have all been kind of like Twilight Zone episodes. Any of them could fall into that category. But you can say the same thing for M. Night Shyamalan too.
Yeah, it had Shyamalan vibes. We're not gonna
It
Definitely
did have a little
Shyamalan vibes.
Shyamalan vibes.
But that's just how endings go. There's a little twist, but they're convenient and they're happy
Yeah,
ending.
but
It's still a good
to
ending.
me the most convenient part is out of nowhere he just goes, oh shit, we can't look it in the eye. It's like most beasts, you can't look them in the eye. And I was like, oh man, that's how you're gonna say this? It's out of the blue like that? Like that's the worst part of it to me.
He was already contemplating that it was maybe some sort of creature because he's like the way it moves, it just doesn't. You can't. But he
yeah,
was
but
contemplating
also
that,
every
and
other
then-
fucking UFO movie they move like that too. So
Also,
True.
it's like there's a lot more eyes.
Well, that's the
That
character.
the eyes thing wasn't that wasn't consistent throughout the whole thing. Like some people were looking at it, some people weren't. And it just that wasn't consistent. The electronics going out wasn't consistent about the whole thing. I did like how they were like setting up those wacky wavy inflatable arm guys as like
Yeah,
it was like
that was
sensors to see when it was
radar.
close. I thought that was very cool. But even then, like some of them, like there was like some over here that were still on, even though it was over here. Like, what's the distance? What's the radius that this goes out? Now your bike goes, even though it's being chased by you, and that didn't work before with the TMZ guy, who I thought was fucking really stupid. But
Because the way it's facing. I don't know.
well,
Yeah, the
the
TMZ
battery's
guy
facing a
seemed-
different thing.
Maybe if
The
it was in its,
TMZ
in
thing
its
was
shell.
out of the fucking blue. The
Out of
TMZ
the
thing
blue.
came out of nowhere.
That
Out of
was
fucking
very random.
nowhere.
She needed a motorcycle,
Yeah,
an
that came out of
electric one,
nowhere.
conveniently. Who's driving an electric motorcycle into Agua Dulce desert?
Well, it's partly because there's a lot of what we don't clearly see, but it's hinted at in some ways. There's like getting news speculation about the area because all those people disappeared. Like 40 people disappeared. They blamed flash flooding. There's just weird little like government cover-ups. Like when the father died, they're like, oh, an aircraft dropped debris. Like it was just hints at like the government cover-up, which is typical. And I think the TMZ guy hinted at that even further because he said, "Oh, this area is blurred out on Google Maps." Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I
that was
think it was just one of those small things going on in the background that wasn't.
I don't mind that the TMZ guy showed up because I mean I guess it is a thing, but it happened so fucking conveniently at that moment.
That's fair.
To fuck up their plan. They were about to.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think the whole ending with the
Also, where
director
did
and
that
everything,
plan come
It all kind of fell into convenience.
Well, what's up with the director all of a sudden, like, or the DP all of a sudden deciding that he wants to just sacrifice his life too? Like, what was up with that?
Yeah, why did
I
he
think
kill himself?
I think that's weird. Didn't he hear it on the news that the people like disappeared in Aqua Dulce or Aqua
Yeah,
Dulce?
no, but why did he kill
Why
himself?
did he decide to kill
after he got the
himself?
Oh,
shot?
I don't know. That was a little weird.
He was
Because
just
I mean,
like-
he already seemed like a crazy type of guy.
was
He
crazy.
just wanted to die for one of those.
The
die for your
only
hearts type.
thing-
I don't know. Go on.
So I think either that or the only other thing I can think of is that scene where he takes the pills and Angel sees him take the pills. Maybe he was dying anyway. You know what I mean? Maybe he was gonna die and he just felt like got going out like that would have been cooler.
That's so
could-
vague.
That's
I mean,
reach-
not
that's
vague,
reach-
no,
it
not
is,
vague,
but
but like
That's
Well,
something
yeah.
small that would be written in there, like, oh, we'll hint at
Yeah.
him like having some sort of disease.
he's
like
got
he's
terminal
sick.
death
Yeah,
cancer.
you know? So
Maybe,
that's
maybe
a good
that's
pick-
why.
that's a good pickup.
Maybe
I
that's
know.
why he
Fucking-
talks like this. Maybe
Maybe.
he talks like this because he's
Yeah.
dying.
The
I
dude
like the
clearly had
character.
lung cancer.
He
was
definitely,
a great character.
he definitely smoked 4 packs of cigarettes before he shot that
Yeah.
scene.
So
Yeah.
he was the man said
Maybe
if he's dying,
he-
that's a good theory.
He was watching.
Like
It
animal
looked like
attacks.
it looked like his thing was animal attacks, and he loved
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah, he
other
was
animals
watching-
eat each other,
Yeah, he was watching predators eat each other, which was what they were.
and that was like
filming.
his. But that's what he
Yeah.
fucking loved. So maybe he just like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to like. That's what I strive for, is being that
Maybe.
alligator in the boa constrictor's mouth.
And I
Maybe,
think-
yeah.
That first phone
cool-
call was kind of like her just trying to hype him up, and I don't think he was like really into it. And I think once he sort of put together what was maybe going on, then he was like, okay, I'm gonna check this thing out.
Yeah, once
Well-
exactly what you said is he wasn't into it until all those people went missing, and then he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, this is something I'd be
How
into."
how cool was his whole fucking setup in his house with that
Yeah.
film shit too? That was epic.
Or nice.
That was sick.
Sweet keyboard.
Yeah.
Like, do guys like that really exist? Just crazy
Oh,
cinematographers,
1000%.
just like
So I've heard that Robert Richardson is a complete psychopath, so it might be based off of him.
I could see that. I mean, dude makes some fucking great movies. So
Yeah.
He films those animals, and he filmed this animal, which is the ultimate animal. This is is
Yeah.
his ultimate
The
shot.
impossible
He's not
shot.
gonna get get
Yeah.
a better shot than this. So he may as well
It's
just kill
the-
himself.
It's the Oprah shot, man.
that was his Oprah shot.
It's just Oprah
He got
shot.
the Oprah shot. He knows that
Man,
he
you
can't
man,
do
you, man,
any.
she goes, man, you love Oprah.
You get a car.
All right, keep going. Where are we?
Where we at?
I keep losing track because we jump
just-
around so much.
Let's just-
We
let's just jump to,
meet
like,
the brother
Angel-
sister.
Angel's installing. Angels
Well, no.
installing the camera.
Well,
That's what
well,
we're
No,
doing.
okay,
we
no,
haven't
all
even
right,
seen the UFO yet.
we
So
were at,
he-
we were at Jupiter's Claim. Then they go back to the house. And
They go
then
back to the
that
house.
night, they's kind of hanging out, partying. They notice
Drinking,
the horse is
smoking.
acting strangely.
Ghost is in the
Um,
pasture.
So OJ goes out to check on the horse. Then that's kind of when he first sees the UFO, because he sees
Yeah.
the Jupiter's Claim off in the distance. At first, the first time I saw it, I thought that was the UFO.
Well, that's after he chases because he sees the UFO.
No, but the lights are the UFO, isn't it? The lights going on and off.
No, I think
No.
that's
Not the
Jupiter's
UFO?
Claim. And when it dies,
That's
when it kills, when the lights go off, that's the ship passing over it. Then it
that's
turns
Jupiter
back on.
practicing his thing. You could hear
That's
him
right.
practicing exactly what he's
Oh, so
saying
those,
the next day.
so those lights that were flashing like in the circle was not the UFO.
No, that
No,
was
that was
Jupiter's
his. That was like
Claim.
his stadium area, and then
and
they
it
went
turned
out.
off because the alien ship passed over.
Yes.
It took me the
Okay,
second
see,
watch to figure that
I
out.
didn't
thought
even-
that was
I
the
thought-
UFO the whole time the first time.
I thought in the second watch that was a UFO too. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Copy
'cause
that.
at the
Copy
first
that.
watch, no,
UFO
we
ain't
haven't
got no
seen the
lights.
UFO yet, so we don't know what it is. It's all a
we
misfit,
see
so-
like I think before he goes out there, we see something across the sky. It
Right.
scares the horse. He chases the horse,
all
and
stuff
that's
in
when
the
he goes
clouds.
out there,
Yeah.
and all the lights go out. She's blasting music. The thing goes over, kills all her lights, and all he's seeing is just the flashes of just like your classic UFO going between clouds.
Yeah, which I like that idea of it hiding behind clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic idea.
It's fun. It's
It's
fun
in the cloud.
Yeah, it's in the cloud. Is that
I liked it. Yeah.
iPod
I've seen that at
reference?
Skinwalker Ranch when we.
I agree. That's something that reminded me of it. Obviously not that big, but it was little thing darting back
How
behind the
big?
clouds, like a dot in the fucking sky. I don't know.
In
Who
the
knows?
movie, he goes, "It's big." She goes, "How big?" He goes, "Big."
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
you
That's
guys
right.
even watch this
Big.
movie?
Shut up. Just twice.
You guys don't remember lines?
Or not all of them. There was a lot of them.
A lot of
I
lines in
remember.
this. A lot of dialogue in this movie.
Hard to remember all the dialogue.
So they see the fucking
2
thing.
hours and 10 minutes of talking.
The horse. Yeah, the horse gets taken. Right, Ghost gets taken. We don't see it. I don't. Or do we see it? I think at
No,
that
I don't
point
think he
we
does.
see him take. We see the horse get taken.
You see it kind of in the distance of
Yeah.
the light shining through the cloud and it gets sucked up.
Yeah. And then because that's the first time we hear what
Yeah.
I thought was like, oh, that's what the alien sounds like. But no,
So-
it's actually the horse is fucking being
Yeah.
digested
Like
because
screaming.
that's what we hear when the people get eaten later.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
And we hear that in the beginning, and we don't know what it
Yeah.
is, of course, in the very beginning. When
Yes.
the
Oh,
first shit
yes.
drops, we
That's
hear
what
people
happens.
screaming, and they're like, it sounds like a roller coaster.
Yes.
What the fuck
Because it
going on
is.
there?
It's people. So
Yeah.
that was people in the very beginning.
Yeah. Like it sounded
Yeah.
like people probably just a few
God,
people
the
just got
sound was
eaten
so
up.
good because it could have just been wind. Like
Yeah.
it just sounds like wind. Like he looks around and just like, oh, it was just wind or whatever. How many
Scream- yeah,
times
just
do
a
you hear
scream.
something and you're just like, ah, that was
What the fuck
probably
was that?
this.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Maybe it
a little-
wasn't.
Yeah, it's people
But-
screaming
so
in the
when-
sky getting
when-
eaten by an alien. That's what
When
it
the
is.
horse gets sucked up, when Ghost gets sucked up, is when the light goes off in the sky, and that's the first time he sees it move from cloud to
Yeah,
cloud. It
darts
goes
across-
over that
darts
cloud, it
across.
darts across.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
I would have pooped my pants.
So
yeah,
and then,
that would
so
have been
that's
terrifying.
so that's basically what prompts them to go to Fry's. They meet Angel.
Fry's Electronics on San Fernando Boulevard in Burbank,
I don't think
right
it's
across
there
from the
anymore.
airport.
Isn't
It's
it
not
done?
there. It's permanently
anymore.
closed.
Yeah, it sucks.
All of them are.
And of course, it has a UFO, like looks like a fake UFO crashing into it, which is, of course, clever tie to this movie.
When I first went there, I thought it was real.
Same. It's like all the shops in Florida that are, look like you're going into a shark's mouth. I'm always like, is that a fucking shark?
Is that a
it's
real
just
shark?
door.
Oh my god!
Never mind, we're
And
not
you,
gonna
as a
talk about sharks.
vegan, how do you feel about aliens as a vegan? If I killed and ate an alien, would you be upset?
Yeah, I don't think he needs to die.
And are you,
You don't know
pissed
that.
about the alien eating people? Are you pissed about the alien eating people, Jake?
There
or
you
what?
go. No, he's not. He would
Well,
eat people over.
if it's a
animals.
natural predator, then I understand. It's like getting pissed at a lion eating.
What if
other
it's an
animals, like-
alien? Is that natural or is that supernatural?
Whoa. If it's a supernatural predator,
Oh,
whoa,
Does that just blow your mind? Does it blow your vegan mind?
he did.
your little vegan mind.
Let's come back to that.
I knew
let's
you'd
back
love
to
this
that.
movie. This movie's about not fucking with animals.
I know, I fucking
That's
love this
at
movie.
the end. You were like, "This is the best movie ever made." I was like, "Of course it is."
Of course it is. I have a hard time deciding if this is my favorite Jordan Peele or not.
Us takes the cake.
You think Us over Get Out?
You're probably literally
Yeah.
the only person who think Us is the best Jordan Peele movie.
I think the
Get
story
Out's-
and I think the just the plot of Us is the coolest plot he's come up with. I think like that's so dope, and I love the ending of her being the opposite one. Like I thought that was perfect.
Saw that coming.
I put
Even if you
Get
saw
Out.
it coming, it's still the coolest one.
I put
in
Get
my
Out
opinion.
over it because I didn't know what to expect from Jordan Peele, and I was most impressed by that one. And then by
Yeah.
Us, it's not that I wasn't impressed. I was excited to see. All right, I kind of knew what kind of feeling I was gonna have through it. Like it was because kind of has the same kind of, maybe not in this one so much, but there's I don't know. Does this have like the same kind of feeling as his other movies? Kind of that.
I think
Yeah,
it's there.
just
Like,
scary. It's
like there's some political undertones
scaries.
to it. Some
Definitely some political undertones.
It's all they follow some same thematically the same. But I think what's great about his stuff is they're all different genres of horror films. The first one's like a cerebral psychological horror. Get Out or Us is more of the straight up like slasher, but still some psychological stuff to it. And then this was the UFO one.
Yeah.
This was the alien
This
horror
is the
movie.
least
was the
horror of all of
sci-fi,
them
yeah.
for sure.
That's true. This
But-
was probably the lightest in tone, probably the more humorous one of them all, but it was still scary
mean,
moments.
The funniest part in Us is when Tim Heidecker and Kate and Elizabeth Moss are getting killed, and she says, "Call the police," and it says, "Play Fuck the Police" by NWA. That was
Yeah.
fucking awesome. That
And,
was so great.
and how they made I Got Five on it like a great
Dude.
horror theme. Like
Yeah.
He does it, and he did it
hip-hop
again for
well on
this
that
one. He did it
Yeah.
again with I Wear My Sunglasses.
That's right. That was
That was
Although-
dope. Yeah.
He changed, he's like it slowed down and stuff, which made it like way creepier. When I watched Us, I remember going and listening to I Got Five on it because I was like, did he change this to make it scarier, or is this how? And it's he didn't change anything.
Damn, yeah.
It's the exact same song. So now every time I hear that song, it reminds me of a horror movie, which I think is
Mhm.
awesome. That's gotta commend him for that.
Yeah, no, he's a great director, man. His movies are great.
GD.
They're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time placing this or Get Out. Get Out was just because it was so original and new, and I just didn't know what to expect, and I like what they did with like the psychology of everything. This is,
Yeah.
I think, I enjoyed this so much because it was just kind of more up my alley, like more up in the genre that I prefer. Like I love alien movies.
I think Kaluuya was better in Get. I think Get Out was a better role for him. I think that was just like
They were different characters. I think he just
for
played
sure,
them-
but I
he
just
both-
think
he
it
played
was
them both greatly.
better.
But
I think
know-
there was more
yeah.
to it. There was just a lot more to his Get Out
Yeah.
character than
I think he got an Oscar nomination for Get Out. I wonder if he'll get one
What?
for
He got an
Nope.
Oscar
Yeah.
nom? I
Oscar
doubt he'll
nom
get one for no.
Get Out. Yeah. He
Yeah, I don't
won.
think
He won Best
no-
Supporting for Black Messiah, or what is it, Judas
Yeah,
and the
he
Black
did.
Messiah a couple years ago. So
Yeah.
Clue is
I don't
already
think
a
he's got
Oscar-winning
enough.
actor.
There's just not enough of him doing anything in this to
Well, this
merit a
movie
fucking-
isn't really an Oscar movie either. You know what I mean?
Not
This isn't
necessarily.
the type of movie that wins. It
I
might
could
win.
see it
You
getting
know, it's going to get
some
nominated for. It's going to
nominated,
get
though.
nominated for sound. It's going to get technical
Yeah,
nomination
editing, cinematography, hopefully.
for sure.
Yeah, because
Uh,
another what we're at the scene we're at
Like
is that night scene, like that guy captures night so well, like
Dude.
the distance of the depth of the whole valley. Like I don't know, like without
Yeah.
I was about
getting it obviously lit. He did such
I
a good job
was
with
about to say that like the cinematography in this movie is ridiculous.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, the cinematography is awesome in this movie.
ridiculous. The lights they use, if you've seen like behind the scenes, are just amazing. Them giant condor, like whatever those giant condors, fucking
What'd they
70
use?
feet in the air. They just have light
Yeah.
light panels 100 feet just hanging from the sky way over. There was a picture I saw of one with the footprint of the house over the house.
damn, yeah, that was technically a movie. Is pretty wild.
Wild.
I want to see. I want to
And
see
it's
some
all
more
night.
BTS stuff.
it's a lot of it's night, and it has to, and it, I heard Jordan Peele, he said he called Hoyt van Hoytema. He was like telling him, he was like, or maybe this was I was listening to Hoyt, and he was saying there's gonna be scenes where it's gonna be night, we're gonna be on a ranch, and the scope's gonna be a 2 mile wide shot, and it's all got to be lit, and you can't see any lights. It's like, all right, I
Yeah.
can do it.
Right. Yeah. And
Hey,
he,
you give me the budget, I'll give you the lights.
You give me
Yeah.
that budget, you fly by.
and I know it was Hoyt that was like, yeah, we have to do it IMAX, of course. I mean, this pretty much
Yeah,
all the dude does now is based off his Nolan work.
His
but-
question to Hoyt was, if you were this guy, how would you capture
Ah, that's
this?
right,
How would you capture an alien? And you had to capture an alien.
Yeah.
How would you do it? And he was like, fucking IMAX, dude.
course.
Fucking IMAX, the highest resolution you could possibly get. HR.
Yeah.
And so they used, not only did they shoot it on IMAX, IMAX is a character in the story,
Mhm.
Yeah, his camera, his crank camera.
his crank camera.
That was a funny scene too, where they go, I told you this motherfucker was gonna bring a non-electrical camera, and they did the slap thing. That made me laugh out loud too.
Yeah, another part of that when she was like, "Hey, why don't I have a feed to hold to Antler's camera?" He's like, these are all digital, and his film, so I couldn't really. There was some spec issues or something. She's like, "You forgot to, huh?" He's like, "I was hooking up fucking 30 wacky wavy inflatable arm guys."
Sky dancers.
Yeah, but also, yeah, you can't really patch into a non-digital or a non-electric thing through
You could.
electricity. Could you?
I think you could. You'd
Yeah.
have to, yeah. There's outputs to film cameras. It turns it
Well,
digital.
with the
but
that would turn.
I
it
don't know
digital.
how you would do
Yeah,
in that
that's the thing.
situation.
And
Yeah.
but it was also funny because he just suddenly became like a film loader as well. Like he just knew how to load an IMAX camera.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like,
100%.
he was
not
a
only-
big
yeah,
tech guy, but it was a funny little like only like ACs and film people. would be
Yeah.
like, "You
and
can't
he
just
had a
fucking learn
chesty
that
on
the
too, didn't
fly."
he?
Yeah.
Didn't he have a chesty pack?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he had a chest
believe
pack
it. I
on.
think he did. Yeah, I think you're right.
I wear my sunglasses.
Thanks Jordan Peele for appreciating the
100%.
crew.
100%.
Even the climax, he was Daniel Kaluuya was wearing a crew hoodie
Yeah,
for
Yeah, Scorpion King.
I like that. You know,
Yeah.
because that's where they sold Jean Jacket to. Jean Jacket was the horse that was supposed to go to
yeah.
Emerald, but
But then he got hired for Scorpion King.
got hired for Scorpion King. Motherfuckers. And that's when they do this.
Eyes
and,
looking.
and then this
eyes.
becomes really important in the movie because it happened once.
Yeah. Well, he thought he was gonna die, and then he didn't die, or did he die? He died. He didn't
All
die.
right, let's keep going. Where were we?
All right, we've talked a lot about these parts already, so we're gonna get a little faster here. They hooked up the cameras, and that's when Emerald also steals the horse. I hope so. Emerald steals a horse,
Plastic horse.
plastic fake decoy horse from Jupe's ranch. That same
She
night, we
calls it a decoy horse, but I don't think there's any such thing as a decoy horse for training. I think she was just saying that.
He's like, yeah, we got some of those too. He's like, where'd you get? Where'd
That
you
was a
get
funny
yours?
exchange.
Yeah.
And then he goes,
I'm gonna do
thumbs
it.
up.
Okay,
And she goes,
thumbs up.
should I do it? She goes, should I do it?
He's
It's
like,
like,
do
yeah,
it, do
yeah,
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Which I think is the
And
only
then-
time all three of them are on screen together.
And then Angel goes, he goes, oh, we're doing this. He goes, man, you don't live here.
Yeah, you don't live here. Shut the fuck up.
Another funny scene. Yeah.
You're right. I love this is probably the funniest movie. Funniest JPM.
And let's be clear, Jordan Peele's got his start in comedy. Jordan Peele's a fucking
Oh, he did?
comedic genius.
Well,
he's-
what? I thought he only directed
Well,
horror.
It was Mad TV first, and then he created not the Jordan Peele show, the Key and Peele
Yeah.
show. If that's what it's called, or just Key and Peele.
Q Michael Peele would be pissed if you go on that.
A great sketch comedy show. And then even Keanu is a good movie. Have you guys seen
just-
Keanu?
Basically just,
The movie
I mean,
Keanu? Have you seen that?
yes, I have. That was good. It was good. Their show is great,
I
but it's
know.
basically just the Chappelle show, honestly.
Not necessarily. I mean, it's a
It's
sketch
less,
comedy
it's less
show.
risky. It's less.
Yeah,
risky. That's what the Chappelle show was.
It's Chappelle show. Yeah, it's just a bit Chappelle show.
It's just less risky, and that there
It's
was
fine.
a void.
It's
There was
just
a
as
void
good.
there when Chappelle left. So
I think
They
you're right.
took
There
over.
there's less risky there.
I'm not taking anything away from it. It's fucking hilarious and they're funny and it's great. I'm just saying.
It was less controversial. It was I still think it's great. It's a great show. It's very
what you
funny.
talking about,
It's a great
AA
show.
Ron?
Yeah.
Isn't that from them?
It has some
Jake
classic
Quellen?
fucking.
Is Jake
things,
Quellen
yeah.
in here? Oh, and they did remember the Obama had the translator, the black translator.
Angly translator. Yeah.
Which Kiki Palmer is in that skit.
Oh, is she?
She is. The dad
What
has
else
a
is
translator.
Keke
The mom
Palmer
has a
in?
translator, and the daughter comes in at the very end, says something, and Keke Palmer comes in as her translator.
Oh, nice.
That was the first time they worked together.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know Keke
facts.
Palmer
Fun
very
facts on Making Me Watch Movies.
I like
Every Wednesday, everywhere you get podcasts.
Oh,
Are we still talking about one?
movie? Yes. I've been going on for a while about this movie.
So they got the plastic horse.
Yeah, I
they got
know.
cameras
Let's-
set up everywhere. They got the plastic horse outside. Angel's like, can I watch? They're like, nah, fuck out of here, Angel. He watches anyway. Spoiler. That night, one camera goes out, a bug covers the other camera, which I thought was a little whatever. And some shit goes down. I think the plastic horse gets eaten. Yeah.
Yes. Because it thinks it's a real horse.
Oh, you know what I loved is the visual of the horse with the thing coming out of the mouth. Of the what movie am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
Very-
Yep.
This movie,
Good.
I wanted
Good-
there to
good
be some
catch.
kind of time fuckery in this movie. I don't think there was, but although maybe not. Maybe I got to watch it 3 times. But
rainbow
that
flag
visual,
thing?
he
Yeah.
had to be thinking that visual like was reminiscent.
Oh,
'Cause
for sure.
That's all I thought about. Was,
This movie was full of homages to that
I just don't know why
era
there
of-
would have needed to be an homage to Back to the Future. But
Because it's a dope movie, and we all
You
know it's
right, you
dope as
right.
fuck. That's why. That's it. He said he had the opportunity to nod to Back to the Future and did so. But yeah, and that fucking and essentially we learned later that horse made him sick, more or less.
Yeah, it digested it and spit it back out.
Yeah,
All right, so what else? Keep going. Let's speed this thing up.
and that was-
when did it spit it? I don't think it spit it out right away.
spit out, not right away, but it almost like it was like lodged in there or something.
I thought
It
they
didn't-
spit it. He
Yeah.
spit it out after didn't he spit it out at the
It
end?
was
Like
at-
when he was
no, it was-
fucking driving
No, it
driving
was-
the truck.
It was
and
after
hit the
after
truck?
the rain. Yeah, it was the rain part.
Yeah.
It was after
so
he
it
ate all
ate
the
it.
people. Yeah. So going forward, then that's when that whole thing happened with Jupiter's Ranch, or ate all the people. And
Yeah, wait, hold on. We gotta explain that a little
yeah.
bit more. So
Yeah, we
at
can't
Jupiter's
gloss over
Ranch,
this, boys.
So Jupe has been like communicating with this beast alien for a couple months.
6
and
months.
Feeding him horses. It's feeding him the horses that they're selling to them. So he decides he's gonna
Lake
make
Placid
a
style.
show. Yeah. He decides he's gonna make a show out of it and invite as many people as he can, which ends up being like 20, 30 people. And the alien, I guess, gets looked at by everybody. If you guys want to look at it like that, I think the alien was just waiting for people to show up so he could feed on everybody. But I guess everybody looks at it and it fucking
That just
eats
goes
them
with
all.
the theme of the story, because right before that doesn't it cut back to Gordy's scene before that happens?
that's right. It does go.
Yeah,
into the
that's
Gordy
a pretty
story.
important scene. It's in the movie, right?
Yeah, we see
Yeah,
the
Gordy's
the full play out of the Gordy
Yeah.
story. Gordy freaks out because it's like the birthday party. It's Gordy's birthday party is the name of the episode. A balloon pops, and that causes the chimp to
Freak out,
react, and then it pretty much
Go
attacks all the
bonkers.
people, kills a bunch of. I think they say like
murders everyone.
kills a bunch of people,
It's a bloodbath.
and then we see Jupe is hiding under a table, but his vision's slightly obstructed by like the tablecloth. Yeah, so he doesn't really ever
No,
look the monkey.
I thought that I was thinking that when the second time around, because I was like, why the fuck didn't he? But he comes under the tablecloth. We see eye to eye. And I think that gives him the confidence to look at the alien later on. I thought the same.
We see it through it.
No, we see
Because
through.
only
it.
the
We
hand
see
the hand
through,
goes
but he-
onto the tablecloth.
But I'm pretty sure we see from his point of view, his eyes come under. Because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, did he like, is this like a Harry Potter thing where he was like looking in the mirror, so he didn't really look him in the eyes, which is stupid because there's a whole thing about reflections, and not that wasn't the thing anyway. But
I'm thinking it was just the fist.
yeah, I know that's
Just
what you
the
think.
fist
I'm
went
telling
under.
you what I think. But I
No,
think
I'm with Jake on this. He looks him through the tablecloth eye to eye.
And it's the
All right,
fist to fist
I
is what
just-
is the eye to eye that I think you're thinking of.
no,
Yeah.
because I know the difference between an eye and a fist. I just think
Do you?
I think I was
Do you?
thinking that very thing the second time I was watching. I was like, why didn't he fuck him up? And I thought, oh, it's because he didn't look at it. Because this fucking thing. But no, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. I'm just pretty sure I'm
You're
not
wrong.
I also think that the chimp probably didn't kill Jupe because he liked him. Like they did the fist bump thing. He
Yeah,
probably
they were
considered him a
boys.
friend. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And, yeah, I feel like
And
he
then they
kind of
shot him in
snapped
the
out
head
of
right in
it.
front of the kid.
He snapped out of it right then too. The chimp a little like he was just kind of like
Seemed to.
looking
Yeah.
around. He was like seeing if the lady
Yeah.
was okay. Like, you all
Yeah.
right? No, she was not cool. And then
Yeah.
they did
And
the
then he
fist
gets
bump.
shot
They
in
did
the
the
head.
first exploding fist bump ever.
Yeah. And then he gets shot, which was crazy.
And then he gets his head blown off. That was the other.
Yeah.
That was the second IMAX scene.
So it cut back to right after that is the scene where the alien comes and eats all the people at the Jupiter's claim, which is the coolest part of the fucking movie, in my opinion. Like you literally see it inside the alien again, and it's just swallowing them whole as they scream.
Yeah.
Like it was so fucking
That
awesome. I
shot
love
was
that.
crazy.
That was so dope. That shot was
that's-
sick.
Yeah, that's when you learn, like, kind of figure out how big this fucking thing is, because you don't really
Yeah.
realize, like, it's
Well,
the scope of it. You see all of
But
these
we don't
people just
see
going
the
through a
we don't
crazy
see
tube.
it
It's a-
turn into the thing.
Not
it's a
then,
fucking
yeah.
shapeshifter, man. It literally is a
Yeah.
shape-shifting alien. Like it could probably get like tiny too if it really wanted to. And that goes back to Skinwalker,
But we
right?
don't
'Cause isn't
see
that
it-
like isn't that what Skinwalker claims? It's like a shape-shifting alien. Isn't that like the thing?
It's not an alien. It's like a
It's-
shape-shifting entity. It's a curse.
A skinwalker is a Native American shapeshifter that
Okay.
usually takes the form of a wolf or a dog.
Okay. So also going back
we
to that,
only
like,
see it we see it eat shit all the time, and it never has to change form, and then just at the very end it changes form. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
get
a
what
little
you're saying.
unexplained, that why it chose to change form.
Why
at
did
that
it decide
point.
to do that? Because it
I'm-
didn't
I'm
need
a
to
little
do that
unclear
before,
It didn't, yeah.
even when it was eating a bunch of people.
But when, like, the showdown, it started changing a little bit here and there, because it was, when it got low, it looked like just a big solid craft, and then it started, like, I don't know, maybe because they were fucking with it so much, because I think he was chasing OJ on the horse at one point, and like he had the reflectors on top of the hat because he didn't want him to eat him, because the horse that he ate, that guy made him sick, had the reflectors, and
I
also had the rainbow tail, and he
Oh, that's
had all
why
these,
he
like,
did that.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh, I
one-
thought he
that
was
was
like
almost
trying
like
to fake
protection.
eye it and get him to chase him.
Nah, it was more of a.
And I
a-
didn't
Wait, no, go
understand. I
back.
didn't really
What are you
understand
saying?
that.
What are you saying?
So I want at the
What are you
point
saying?
he covers up the horse's eyes so the horse can't look at it. He puts
So
the
doesn't
mesh on the eyes.
Yeah.
And then he puts the hoodie on, but the hoodie's got the reflectors on the back. I thought that he was using the reflectors to lure him in because they look like eyes. But Jake's saying that he was using the reflectors because it knows that it doesn't like to eat the reflectors' eyes. Because it tried that before and it spit it out.
Yeah.
yeah, and
That's
also
cool.
the
Yeah.
same deal
Yeah,
with the rainbow
yeah.
tail.
Yeah.
Another thing I caught on the
So
second round.
yes, the rainbow tail, I got that, but I didn't get I was confused by the eyes thing. I was like, why didn't he just look at it if he's gonna fake his eyes? But okay, cool.
And maybe that's why it finally became what it was, or became that form, because it was in like this weird showdown, and it was being like just I don't know, just
Yeah,
fucked
I think
with
he
enough.
ran out of time.
Because then it kind of went sideways, and then that's when it sort of looked like it was like a little like weird gilly, sort of almost like fabricy underbelly to it. Like we always think it looks like a solid thing, but only then we start seeing there's like something going on, like it's like a curtain or something. Because it almost looks like a giant like parachute at times. Like it's hard to explain what it really looks
Not
like.
at times. It's a UFO,
looks like
and then
a
at the
it's
very
like a- it's
end,
like a
it turns into like a
jellyfish.
fucking jellyfish.
like a
There's there's no in between there.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it was
Yeah.
cool. The visuals were cool.
I
The
think-
spectacle was neat, but it just was like I was just like, oh, okay, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
What do you think, Delay Schwartz?
So that's when
I think that the like you said, it looked dope and it was very original looking, and it honestly reminded me of the alien from The Abyss, the James Cameron movie The Abyss. It looked just like that, but it just the reasoning for it and the the explanation just wasn't there, and that kind of caught me. It was abrupt. I feel like the last 25 minutes of this movie just happened at like it just was like, oh, okay, now this is happening. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, we're just roll with it, which is fine. I guess it's
And
fine, but some of
last-
it just didn't really click.
Yeah. And I also think I was confused. especially the first time, on just the geography of things. I didn't really know that. I didn't really get that Jupe's claim was like right next to their farm, like rideable. I didn't really know where their house was in conjunction to their barn and like the stables. Like that was confusing when one was at the house and one was at the stables. I didn't. I don't know if like the line wasn't consistent or if I wasn't paying enough attention, but I was just a little confused, especially when there was all that action going down and we're at like 3 different locations. It was the geography wasn't laid out enough for me to be like to really have a grasp on what was going on toward the end.
Because the alien almost seemed like it was here and there, like toward the end scenes. Like it was also it was by antlers, but it was also by
it's
OJ
super quick and now it's super slow. There was a little bit of that, but that's fine.
So maybe it's inconsistencies with the alien.
So it eats all the fucking people.
No, not knowing shit about the alien was cool.
Yes, it's Jaws. It's a rip off of Jaws.
You know, like Arrival was one of the last few times where I think that had a really interesting take on some alien life forms. But my problem with Arrival is there was a part very like toward the end where it was just like a montage and a voiceover of them just explaining like the whole process of like how the memory things work and how like it was very explained. I don't like the over explanations. I like, I guess, opposite of what you want out of it, Shorts, is I like the ambiguity of this alien.
So I don't mind the ambiguity of it. Like I don't mind that it turned into that, but it just seemed a little abrupt. Like, and I think the difference between Arrival is in Arrival there was really not much other way to explain it than doing it like that, because the aliens, like they weren't going to talk to the aliens about that, and you know what I mean. Like that just wasn't what that movie was. Like,
could have done Independence Day style.
What did Independence Day do?
You wrapped around his
neck.
Wrapped
their cords around it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want you to die. That's actually a pretty accurate representation of how he sounded.
Yeah,
another great.
It was pretty good. So he goes. What do you want from us? Die.
Yeah. Die. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I know what it wants. Great movie. Probably is that number 1 alien movie of all time?
So
nah. They live.
What? Independence Day?
Yeah. Independence Day?
One of my favorites as a kid, but I don't think it's the best.
No, top 10.
Top 10? I'm going to go top 5, and then we can explore it later.
All right. Yeah, I'll give you top 5.
We don't need to list top 5. We need to get through this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about in this movie, though. I knew there was going to be a lot to talk about because I had a lot to say.
Oh, yeah.
And if I feel like I have a lot to say, then I feel like you guys have a lot to say, too.
Yeah. So all the people died. That later that night,
including Stephen Young.
Where are we now?
Including Stephen Young, correct?
So he's just gone.
Part of me wanted him to
he was there, then
pop up later in the movie, like he escaped it. I really wanted him to be like, "Hey man, I'm here to help." Like when they were back at Jupiter's Claim, I was almost hoping Stephen Young was just going to pop out.
He was just highly underutilized as his character and as an actor. I think the character was interesting, and I think he's a fucking rad actor, and he was and he's third billed on this poster over Angel, who's way more in the movie.
Yeah, and more screen time than him.
And
it's a very important part, I think, very pivotal part.
I think it's the least important.
What you said was interesting. It seems very important, but also if it was cut out completely, I don't know how much of a difference it would have made.
We would not get the story, and there's we don't learn anything at the end of this movie either.
He was used for like the message, but he was also somewhat of he was the antagonist a bit. If they had an antagonist other than the alien, it was Jupe.
Kinda.
Because he was
just blind to the to the obvious. His story is interesting, but I stand by like it's just not necessary.
But in other ways, it had like a Western vibe of he was like the big business trying to like shut out this like small time rancher guy. Like trying to, I don't know. I like the parallels with that as well.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
this movie had a lot of.
He was trying to shut a lot of
Western vibes.
They said he's going to try to buy the ranch outright. Like he just wanted to.
Yeah, they went to like offer. I don't know. I didn't get the vibe of him like moving into town because they don't even do the same things. He trains horses and he like puts on spectacle.
Yeah, he wasn't necessarily villainous, but I think he had antagonist
tendencies,
an antagonist role in there.
Yeah,
because he definitely was like part of the reason of the drive of them trying to figure out what this alien was. Like they gave them a reason, like they needed that money to be able to keep the ranch. They
He's
needed
probably
that
the
Oprah
reason
shot.
the alien freaked out.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. He was the one that was poking the bear, more or less.
Yeah, exactly.
That whole
That's
whole
just-
thing where it ate the people. That was the Gordy's birthday party part 2.
Exactly. That's
It was-
his story.
It
That's
was
like
it was
the
the
through
creature
line.
reacting. Like you poked the bear or you poked the
didn't-
creature too much.
He
it
didn't learn his
reacted.
lesson. That's
Fucked
what
the
that's
whole
what we
thing
take
up.
away from all that. Not Gordy. What's his name?
Jupe.
Jupe didn't learn his lesson. Jupe's lesson is what he should have called his place.
Don't exploit animals, you dick.
So it eats the people, and then the best scene, which is the next IMAX scene.
Yeah, that's when they
last.
basically it rains and then it starts raining blood because it spits all the shit out onto the house.
It's
which to
raining
me was like a-
blood. It's
Yeah.
raining non-organic
Wheelchairs,
materials, including
yeah.
wheelchairs. You could hear the people screaming on the inside. Ooh,
And then you can't because finally they're dead.
yeah.
Like you hear the murder up above, and in a weird way, it seems like it was marking its territory then because I think it established
interesting
that
point.
It knew these people were there. They were still living there. They were kind of fucking with it. So I think it went over the house and just kind of like, this is my shit. This
It's
is
like
my
when a
area.
hippo
for
flips his
sure.
tail around while he's
Yeah.
shitting.
Yep, shit's going everywhere.
Yeah,
I think
Exactly.
for sure that the blood was marking its territory, like letting him know,
I
like,
like that.
this I'm the boss. You know what I mean?
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's
Nobody
when,
died.
That's
from
when they-
shit Nichols.
That's when they call homeboy, right?
Yeah, I think that's
They already
when-
called him. That's
they
when he
already called
decides to
him.
come.
That's because then you find out all those people are missing. He shows up at
Okay.
the house. He sees the blood stains all over the house. He's like, okay, something clearly happened here.
Yeah, he's like, I
And,
saw this thing last night, so I made this camera.
Yeah, and there's reports on the news that it was just flash flooding that killed these people. Because there was that rainstorm, but that actually happened obviously after the people got murdered. And then that kind of brings us to the ending, right? They will try to get the shot. It's
They devise a
them-
plan. Yeah,
yeah.
they devise a plan to lure him out while he's riding Ghost, or not Ghost, Lucky.
Yep.
He's
'cause he
riding
gets
Lucky.
back.
He
Lucky
gets
survives
Lucky
the
back. So
attack.
that Lucky
Let me
was
ask this-
about
hold
to
on,
be
let me
eaten by
interrupt.
the alien, and that was the whole. So he went back. He went to save Lucky, and that's when he sees everything go down. He sees the alien come in and eat everybody, and then
He doesn't see him eat
it
everyone. He
didn't
just
eat
kind of
Lucky.
sees that. He sees the aftermath. He sees that like it.
he just walks up
happened.
right after, and Lucky's
and it
still
comes-
in the thing. so
Yeah, it just
Lucky's
comes back because it's still hanging out, and then it attacks him.
just hanging out, dude.
Yeah.
Something in
and then it
that
goes back-
valley.
then it goes
That's
over
his.
to the house.
That's his realization of that it's a beast for real, and that it can be lured and tamed and don't look it in the eye. That was it right
Yeah.
there.
He's like, I just need
After
to
that, he
lasso
knew.
that
After that,
bitch.
it was sure. Yeah.
Because he already kind of expected it was very animalistic in ways, or that he
Yeah.
had for some reason I don't know. Is that that maybe that's when he just suspected that it wasn't an animal, that it wasn't just a
Yeah.
rat. I think
Yeah.
that's what you're saying. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
so either right before that or right after that,
Yeah,
he
'cause
goes
right around
and
there,
he has
he
that
had that whole
conversation
idea,
with because Angel showed back up. He's riding back, and I think that's when, or he rides back. That's when all the shit goes down, and then
Yeah. And then Antlers shows up the next
shows up.
day.
Yeah, try to get the shot. What else happens? Basically, eventually the
So,
the
yeah,
thing
they-
reveals itself.
they
I don't
do
know.
they go with the plan. He's riding the horse. It's chasing him, but it doesn't want to eat him because he's got the crazy eyes on the back. Antlers is filming it. Antlers gets the shot. And
Then decide.
oh yeah, and then it
he's gotta
goes over the
go
hill.
AWOL and kill himself.
He's like, I need to get a better. He either needs to get a better shot, or he knows he can never get a better shot, and he gets sucked up by the alien.
The light, it's magic.
Well, let's
Magic.
be real. Too. If this
No, this again.
Hold on, it'll come.
if
It'll
this
come.
movie if this sequel, they can use the maybe
Sure.
Cameron.
Is he gonna
You know
do
what
a
I'm saying?
sequel?
I don't think so.
I don't think.
I don't know.
I don't think Jordan Peele's a sequel guy.
He
Who
doesn't seem
knows?
like
Strike me as
though.
a sequel guy.
I mean, he even says it in the opening. The dad.
Well-
What'd you say? Can you say that all over again? He says in the opening,
I
what?
said in the beginning, the dad even says to him, like, if we do good on this one, they'll bring us back for the sequel.
Oh, you think that's a little
Yeah,
a little
probably a little
dip
too
Maybe it's a little
into it?
hinting at it, a little hinting at it, a little
Ah,
hinting.
I don't
Actually,
think so.
I read
Hinting.
something, or I heard something. I don't know if it was one of the things I read or interviews I heard. But he was at one time offered to do the live action remake of Akira, that popular anime I never
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah.
But he turned it down. And I respect him for this because he turned him down because he wants to focus on original material, which I think is awesome because I think there's too many directors nowadays that are like jumping on the Star Wars bandwagon or some bullshit
Yeah.
like that, or remaking Blade or remaking Dune.
Well,
Mhm.
since you
Well,
brought up Akira,
Honestly, yeah. Denis Villeneuve is supposed to do Akira, I think. Who also is doing
Because he doesn't do
Dune.
original movies anymore.
Yeah.
so they're about to go through with the plan. I think that we missed the TMZ part. TMZ shows up
Oh yeah.
on a motorcycle. And she's like, you don't want to go over there. And he's like, I'm going over there anyway. TMZ dies. Kind of a stupid thing. I thought it was just kind of stupid. It wasn't even like, it was just, I don't know. I'm not sure why that whole scene was in there other than just one more punch at while this guy's dying. He needs to take pictures. Also to give her the motorcycle so she can pull off the Akira motorcycle slide.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She did that. I don't know
Yeah.
Akira, but I know that.
His nod to the movie he didn't even make.
But he's big fan.
Yeah, sure.
BF. He loves anime, that JP. Also, he said he loves Freddy Krueger, and Stephen Young said that his favorite horror movies is the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
All right. Well, he also I read something where someone called him like the best horror filmmaker ever, and he's like, "Whoa, that's blasphemy. We still have John Carpenter." Or something like that, or like
Sure.
someone called him like the best film or the best horror filmmaker alive, and he's like, John Carpenter's still alive. So John Carpenter, the man of horror.
John Carpenter. I'm a big Wes Craven guy, but John Carpenter's there too.
Yeah, John Craven's great, but
There's no but.
you're right. There is no but. They're top two easily. They make really great.
Well,
shit.
I guess
got Scream and you got- yeah.
I guess the butt in that
Uh-huh.
conversation would be Wes Craven's dead, so he's not the greatest one alive anymore.
Prove it.
True, alive, sure, but of all time, yeah, you're right. That's a good art. They're easily the top two horror guys, especially of that era.
So here's a deep cut. The TMZ
There's-
guy was named
A few
Ryder,
more, but yeah.
and Ryder Muybridge is the son of the cameraman that shot their great grandfather in the very first film. Deep cut.
Nice.
That might not. I've listened to so much shit.
cut.
with them that
Fun
it
facts.
might not even be real. Okay, so she gets on the motorcycle. So the whole thing is them trying to get. a
All
fucking
right, so
shot.
how's it end,
They
Jay?
fucking- it
Still
they
trying to
have
get
to get
shot.
it on film because they can't get it on digital. They hire this guy to come out and shoot it on IMAX, and he does, but then he gets eaten. So she gets on the motorcycle. It chases her on the electric motorcycle, which doesn't die for some reason because it has distance. Because now it's not as fast as it was before when he was like, "It's really fast. I've never seen something move this fast before." She makes it all the way back to Jupiter's Claim, which again, the first time I was geography wise, I was like, how close is Jupiter's Claim to this? But now I know they were right
Real
next
close.
door. She busts through. She's flying on the motorcycle, busts through the tape. She got tape flying. Akira slides the motorcycle, turns around, runs to this like film Polaroid.
First, the balloon. She lets the balloon go.
That's right. So she devised this plan somehow to let the balloon go. Balloon's got big eyes. It's basically like a big Bob's big boy Jupe.
Yeah.
She runs around this park and finds all the tethers, and she lets it go perfectly in line with this well that only takes pictures straight up. So, and it didn't drift away because there's no such thing, because it's not only the windiest place, it's only the windiest place in fucking wherever they are in California until they need it to be. Then it's not windy at all. But the whole time, wacky wave inflated, it's just fucking windy as shit. Whatever, it's fine. Lets the balloon go. The thing eats the balloon. She says the Jaws line, like eat
We need a
that
bigger boat.
motherfucker or something like
Oh.
that. Yeah, she's like, we're gonna need a bigger boat. It explodes. It kills the thing for some reason. All in this time, in the past 5 minutes, it decides to shapeshift, which we've been talking about, which is cool.
And then it dies right when it's eating the balloon. She takes this picture of this like novelty well thing that shoots straight up, gets the Oprah shot, even though it's a fucking Polaroid and whatever. And then the news shows up, and then that's it. I think
And then
that's
she
how it
see-
ends.
She sees OJ.
She sees that OJ survived.
He's
She
there.
sees him out yonder under the out yonder sign.
Oh, maybe he didn't survive.
So maybe there's a little bit of ambiguity there.
He's out yonder.
He's also like not in focus.
I personally think OJ. Yeah, I think OJ did personally.
You think
Oh.
I think he
OJ did
did.
it?
You think OJ did it?
Yeah, no, I think he did.
Oh, well, sorry,
I think
sorry,
he's dead.
misunderstood. Maybe. It's again a
OJ
little,
I didn't even
didn't
think about
do
that.
it, but
little,
OJ is
little
dead.
ambiguity. I didn't think about that
for sure.
until
OJ did it,
saw-
but
I read or I heard something I listened to earlier. Someone suggested that might be the case, and I'm like,
I
never
like
thought
that.
about
I didn't even
but
think about that. I love
yeah,
it.
I like it.
I
It's a
hope
good
he's
idea.
dead.
It's a good theory.
I hope she's the only one that survived. That would make
He's
this
dead.
movie 8%
Final girl.
better.
He's
Yep. Classic final girl
he's
situation.
dead in my book.
OJ's dead to me.
Do you know,
Okay.
speaking of Final Girl, who if asked Jordan Peele who his favorite Final Girl is?
That would go with Laurie Strode.
Ripley.
It's another good guess.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Ripley.
What?
In
From
what?
what?
Jada
I
Pinkett
still
Smith.
think I know what you did last summer. No, that was Brandy. Shit.
Dude. No, she's in
in that?
Scream
What
2.
was she?
She's in
She
Scream
got
2, but
killed
that's
in
not
Scream 2.
Yes,
She
but that's
dies
not
in Scream 2.
that's God, I hate this stupid fucking delay. It is not what he's talking about. Let me speak.
Go on.
It was Jada Pinkett Smith in a movie I've never seen before.
Yep. I don't know. Can't think of any other ones. than
Collateral?
that. Collateral. Is she in that? Is that even a horror movie?
Collateral.
Are you scared?
Is it Collateral? No, she's not in Collateral, is she?
She's in Collateral. Yeah, she's the girl who Tom Cruise is trying to kill in Collateral. And Jamie Foxx was trying to save her.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie. That's
G.I.
actually on my
Jane
list
2.
to pick.
That is not Jada. Pinkett
Oh,
Smith.
good one.
Haha, come punch me, Will Smith, you idiot.
Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight.
Okay.
Oh, she is
Yes.
in that movie. Yeah,
Interesting.
she is in that movie. I saw that in theaters. That was a crazy movie.
Damn. That was long.
I
ago.
gotta watch
Anthony,
it.
you should watch that movie. Anthony.
I'm
You would,
putting
you
it
would,
on my list. After
really
he
like
said
that
that,
movie,
I wrote
dude.
it down. I just forgot.
you would
where I
like
put
that
it.
movie.
Definitely never seen it. Ooh, William Sadler's in it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Sadler.
yeah, he's the main character.
Nice.
All right, so that's it. She gets the
That's it.
shot. That movie ends. Hopefully he's dead and she's the only survivor. I like that. I
Yeah.
give it.
Well,
Dude, I
Angel
think it's good.
survived. He's out in the field.
That's right. He wrapped himself in barbed wire.
A barbed wire and a tarp, and they spit him out. 'Cause he
I
thought it
don't
was some
actually. I don't even
bullshit.
think he got eaten. I was thinking that I was like, oh, so when it eats him, it won't like it because of the barbed wire. But I think he wrapped himself up and it was connected to the fences, and he like was sucked up, but he never actually got.
Oh.
He never actually went inside.
Imagine
Yeah.
just like cut him in half. He just like two.
So he was- So Antlers was Quint. He was the other. He was the dude, and Daniel Kaluuya was the sheriff. And this is just a blatant ripoff of Jaws. Prove me wrong.
I can't prove you wrong.
You can't prove shit. You ain't no
Jaws in
scientist.
space. I like that picture I sent you of Kahlua looking up at the person, and it's like the Jaws ripoff picture.
Yeah, that kind of makes it look like he's the bad guy, though.
It
And
kinda
what?
does, now that
Here's
you
the
say that.
question: what is the message in this movie? Who is the bad guy? Is the bad like who's the bad guy?
I think people are the bad guy. I think that's something a theme in Jordan Peele movies a lot is like humanity is sometimes the flawed thing that you got to look out for. And it's people just trying to exploit things, make things into a spectacle. Because there's like a weird biblical verse about like I cast filth upon thee and I will turn you into a spectacle. I'm paraphrasing here, but it's something along those lines.
Yeah, the Bible paraphrases. I think you're good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's a paraphrase of a paraphrase.
Are you gonna connect that, or you just wanted to mention it?
Yeah, there's also a theory that I read. Well, Well, not well. I read the what actual, if you Google it, what angels are actually supposed to look like from the Bible, like their actual like form, and they look kind of like the thing in the end.
Whoa. I thought they
Yeah.
were like people or vampires. And Angel's name was
Angel?
Angel.
Vampires?
I never thought about that connection.
Damn, his name is Angel.
Fish thing.
Does he save them? Kinda.
Maybe, arguably.
Do they save
Okay.
him, or is he Lucifer?
He's looking out for them like an angel would from the sky, aka the cameras.
So I agree. I think the bad guys in this movie, if they're the antagonists in this movie, are the peeps. The people are. I think the message in this movie is, what is the message? Because they don't learn anything. They don't like learn something other than don't look it in the eye. They still exploit it, or they still kill it and exploit it. And the message seemed to be like, you shouldn't do this, but like they win at the end by doing what they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
So
True.
what is
Yeah.
the message? We're just never gonna we like it's a never ending cycle.
Maybe,
Is there a message?
maybe.
Message.
I don't know. I did kind of walk away with like, what is this movie trying to say other than you got to respect each other?
Other than I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make
Yeah.
thee vile and will set thee as a spectacle.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we need to respect each other. We need to respect animals.
Maybe that's his whole
Don't
thing.
exploit tragedy.
Maybe his whole thing on reality TV was kind of that too. Like people are exploiting themselves and each other with that.
Yeah, because he was part of a reality TV show. Jupe was. He was very exploitive of the tragedy that he went through, and he continued to cause more tragedy. Because one would
Yeah.
also think about, if he didn't continue feeding this thing, would it have just moved along? Would it have just moved on? Like,
Yeah.
was it hanging out there because like, oh, this is a source of food?
Well, what Schwartz is thinking is that it's there because it sees that Jupe could give it like a bunch of food, like it could.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like he continued to be a source of food for sure.
But also, I mean, I don't know. That's a good
I don't know
question.
how it
'Cause
would've
we
known
won't know. We won't know that answer. I like to think that it just always has been there,
living in
and
that
and
cloud.
has just been kind of munching on what it can, trying not to be seen, trying to be cool with everybody. But you know, like a vampire, every now and then I gotta eat. I don't hate you guys. I just gotta eat.
because it could have moved around. There's a lot to it. You know, we never know. We don't know where this thing came from. It could have just been
transient.
jumping around. Could have been just living in natural parks. You know, for all we know, because there's always there's always stories of people disappearing. So you know, it could have been this.
Are you saying this is also Sasquatch?
It's a Sasquatch. This is the thing that killed that girl from the national park earlier this year that everyone blamed her boyfriend on. This was that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wait, you think
This is just roaming around the country,
that kid? I think killed himself too, didn't he?
grabbing up people, but up until it lands on this little valley in Aqua Dulce, this homeboy Jupe is just feeding it horses, and it just sticks around because it's like, oh, I don't gotta move around anymore. I'm just gonna eat. I'm just gonna
Also,
chill
this
here.
whole horse
my
ranch,
hair.
this whole horse teaching ranch and company, two people run this thing. Two people. They don't have any helpers. They don't have any fucking ranch hands. They don't have anybody. It's two
Maybe-
people run this place.
Maybe it's a
They
family
got
business.
fucking
Maybe
horses.
maybe
they
they
got
did, but
barns. They got
at-
acres and acres of land that needs to be taken care of. They got sprinkler systems and shit. Like only two people are taking care of all this shit.
OJ says he's always working. He's always got something to do. And
Sure,
at that
you are.
point, when we actually stay with them, he's pretty much down on financially. They're down. They're not doing well. So maybe they don't have anybody anymore. Maybe they had
They
people.
easily
but they don't.
spent $3,000 at Fry's.
Yeah, but she spent it. Remember, it was her money.
That's right. She's making money. The horse stuff was her side hustle.
She's what? Just call her.
She had money.
Oh,
The horse stuff. Horse.
All right,
Horse.
are
stuff.
we ranking this thing or what?
yeah. What do you give it?
Out of
True.
10, I'm gonna go 7.5.
I'm gonna give it a 9.2.
Jesus.
A 9.
9.2.
Wow.
Big fan.
Wow.
Big
I'm
fan.
going 7.5.
I love Jaws, so I'll give it a 7.2.
All right.
7.2.
Here first.
Thanks, Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan Peele.
Thanks, Jordan Peele. For another pretty good movie.
Rank your Jordan Peele movies.
I rank them in order. Get Out, Us. Fucking what are those ones called? Nope.
For now, I'll go Nope, Get Out, Us.
I'm going Us, Get Out, Nope.
Well, we all have. There's only 3 options, and we have all 3 of them as our option.
It's fun.
Fun. Whose movie's next?
That's me.